Hi, this is Normie from Knuckleballer Radio and Zombie Cast, and you're listening to one of my favorite shows on the Geeky Antics Network. Don't forget to check out the rest of the gang over at geekyantics.net. Warning, there might be rants and food ahead and possibly inappropriate behavior. Don't tell anybody though.
You are now entering the world of Musings of a Geek podcast network. Stay geeky, my friends.
Geek Speak, the definitive 365 cut. These are the meaningless ramblings of a Scottish we-done whore and a pissy ex-video store clerk. Their ongoing mission is to set right the movie wrongs. They're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Hello everybody and welcome to the 365+1Flicks podcast. Or is it the 365+1Flicks podcast?
Well, we need to talk about this. Yeah. We do need to talk about this. But this is the 363. I refuse to call it the 366 podcast because
it's not the 366.
It sounds shit.
It does.
So we say the 366.
It makes no sense.
We'll say the 365+1 for a little wee while until the end of February podcast.
Yeah, just
or is that a bit wordy?
That's a bit wordy, but it might satisfy Blake.
So we need a new logo then.
We need a new logo. Yeah, because you seem to just be making logos every 2 seconds right now.
A little bit.
So this is the 365+1Flicks podcast.
365 plus one for a little bit until the end of February podcast.
Until the end of February.
Yeah.
Or, like I say, until Blake is satisfied.
Must be satisfied by that, surely.
Because he seems to have, this seems to be a big
You've
thing.
got beef.
This seems to be a big thing right now. I'm pretty sure since we joined the networks and became pals with Hobie, this has been a discussion for a long time. And on the last episode, they asked the question and they wanted us to answer it in our listener feedback, but we're not going to. We're just going to address it right now, get it out of the way, cards on the table, and that's it done.
I feel that's it addressed.
That is it addressed. That is it done. Line drawn under the sand. And this is episode 26.
It certainly is.
Yes, and it's our first official, proper 2016 episode.
Oh, it kind of feels like it's been a little while.
Yeah, it does feel like we've been on hiatus.
Yeah, well, we kind of have. Well, would you like to explain what happened?
Well, yeah, we were all set to record last Saturday.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, we were going to record. We had a special guest coming in who is an old buddy of mine from way back. He will be coming in on the next episode, hopefully episode 27. But we were gearing up for the Saturday night record, and then on the Thursday night, typical woman driver just decided to plough straight into the back of me.
Yeah.
Not in a good way.
Well,
I think because I work for, I'm not going to say the name because we're not being paid by them, but I work for a supermarket chain delivering goods, and she thought, you know what, I could really do with some of them strawberries. So she tried to come through the back door.
So she went into your back door. That's not what you want, is it?
That's not what you want. So I ended up having to call off the last episode because I was in agony.
Yeah.
Sitting still for 3 hours would have just absolutely annihilated us. And it's a shame because we had Chris coming on and that could have been it will be a good episode.
Oh, we'll get that episode done. We will get it done.
I feel like I'm fighting fit now. I am, I'm high on codeine. I'm taking all sorts, probably over-medicating. But the good thing is, this is the first ever episode where I will be sober at the start and the end. I don't think that's ever happened.
Certainly not for me, it's not.
No, it's never happened for either of us, I don't think. So yeah, there was that. But we're back now, and...
So are you alright?
I feel okay, I suppose. But I didn't want to let the 365ers down, and I couldn't let them go another week without our verbally podcasty goodness.
Excellent.
And yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. It has been a while because it was
the start of the month, wasn't it? So it was only a couple of weeks, really.
It was the sixth that we uploaded.
It's only a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks.
But it does feel like longer, though.
It does mean that we haven't had a chance to speak about some of the big news. We do have our normal news section, but before we get into that, dude, tragic.
I know.
You know, like 2016 in the first 14, 15 days has taken, you know, two of the biggest talents out there in Britain, and, you know, some other people have gone as well, but there's two that have really kind of struck home.
They kind of seem to be dropping like flies in January.
Yeah. Do you not remember, though, was it not January last year that we lost Nimoy? Or was it February last year?
It was February, wasn't it?
But it seems to be the start of the year. We just lose them.
I think it's the cold weather.
Yeah, suppose.
Maybe.
If you haven't heard,
well,
everybody's
heard about this.
You've been under a rock for a long time now. At the start of the year, we lost Mr. David Bowie. I mean, Jesus. That was a big enough loss in itself. But then, what was it, 3-4 days later?
A couple of days, yeah.
A couple of days later.
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman.
You know, I'm a bit of a heartless prick. I'm not one to get emotional about stuff like that. I mean, we don't know these people. Certainly for David Bowie, I mean, I've never owned a David Bowie album or anything like that, but you can't deny the guy was a genius, you know. Yeah. But with Alan Rickman, you know, it's fucking Alan Rickman. Yeah. So I actually, uncharacteristically, was genuinely gutted by this news.
Yeah, I was as well. I mean, not uncharacteristically, because I cry at Hey Arnold.
Well, that's very true.
But I mean, literally, like, when you text me and you were like, Alan Rickman's like gone, and literally I think my reply to you is what you on about, or like what the hell, or something like that, because I didn't believe you. Yeah. And then when I saw it, I was like, holy shit.
Were you getting ready to call me all the sick bastards?
Yeah, you were getting called a few names. Because as Kevin Smith has often said in his stand-up and in his Boring Ass Life autobiography, like, Alan Rickman basically invented acting. You know, he's you know, when it comes to acting, us Brits do it better than anyone else, yep. and he was one of the top of his field.
He was, and, you know, it's a damn shame.
It is a damn shame. So what we decided to do was, we always do our top 5s, top 3s. We decided to forgo what we had planned, which I believe was, was it the wrestling intros we were going to do, or the games?
Games.
Yeah, we were going to do video game movies, the best of sort of thing. But we decided we're just going to put that to the side just now, and we're going to do top 3 Alan Rickman's performances. And we went for 3 because, you know, even though he has a healthy body of work, I couldn't think of 5.
You see, I would have had 5.
I'm actually saying that, but I do have a tie. I have hobbied this.
You've hobbied this motherfucker.
I've hobbied this. So we're going to do top 3 Alan Rickman right at the top of the show, just to you know, pay homage, pay tribute to the man that was and the man that, you know, is. So do you want to start?
Yeah. Let's go with my first one. So my first one is a little bit of a strange one, and the reason it is a strange one, it's for a start. I didn't want to put Die Hard in there because you don't need to explain Die Hard. I mean,
it's slightly obvious.
As with most of the movies that Alan Rickman does, certainly a couple on my list, him being in there makes the movie a better movie.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so fucking sad that he's gone. So this one is a little bit of a strange pick. I'm not a fan of musicals, as you know. This is, and probably will be for a long time, the only musical that I own outside of Disney. Yeah, it's Sweeney Todd.
Got a man infatuated with love, her ardent and eager slave. So fetch the pomade and pumice stone and lend me a more seductive tone, a sprinkling perhaps of French cologne, but first, sir, I think a shave.
The closest I ever came.
That'll do.
Yeah.
No, we don't need to play any more than that. I mean, I picked that because it shows just how versatile a guy he was. I mean, he went into that movie, into Sweeney Todd, and well, I mean, that scene there. It's quite a catchy song, if truth be told.
It is. I'm actually really glad you put this in there because I wanted to put Sweeney Todd in there because I actually love Sweeney Todd, and Rickman is fantastic in it, but then it would mean that I would have to put Johnny Depp in a top 3, and I'm just not doing
You're
that.
not gonna do that.
I'm not
Right,
doing
okay,
that.
right.
Like, no day of the week am I doing that. Sweeney Todd's a great film. Alan Rickman's fantastic in it. I didn't know that he had vocal chops, to be
He's
honest.
certainly better than Johnny Depp in it,
Yeah.
singing-wise.
Yeah, a lot better singing-wise, and his English accent, you know.
Well, you would hope so.
I might just be naive, but from all the things that I've seen Rickman do, I didn't know he had the vocal chops. Maybe I've just missed a lot of his early career or whatnot, but I always just thought he was, I just thought he was one of those standout British actors that couldn't really sing a note, but it turns out he can.
Absolutely.
And like you say, he's better than Johnny Depp. He's actually better than Sacha Baron Cohen when you see him later. He's a lot better than Helena Bonham Carter, but come on, who isn't? Yeah, I do. I love Sweeney Todd. So yeah, good pick on that one. Good pick.
Thank you very much. I try.
What's
your number 3?
My number 3. I mean, I didn't really put them in any. I think I have put them in particular order, but I went for a role that quite ironically, you don't see him, and it is purely his voice. And I went for Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Nice.
I absolutely love that film. Itself is an amazing film. I think if you're going to have a depressed robot, there's only really one person you're going to there.
Yeah, he was good in that. I mean, I've only seen that once or twice, I think. I was never a huge fan of it, to be honest.
I loved it.
Meh. But yeah, he was brilliant in that. Of course he was.
He's phenomenal in it. It's just his voice is so cool, and like as soon as he comes in, he's like, "There's nobody going to ask me." Just the sheer depression. I loved it, and I just think he nailed that voice. And the movie itself is fantastic, and I will put a clip in later, like in post. I just didn't get mine ready because obviously I'm drugged up.
You're drugged up, and
yeah.
That's fine. I'll let you off on this occasion. I'll let you off, and I'll not piss and moan until I go home, and then I'll throw some stuff about the living room.
Yeah, and make a new logo.
And make a new logo.
Yeah.
Aye. Is this beef that you've got?
It's not beef. It's not beef. It could be Twitter beef though.
Could it?
Because you are now a Twitterer.
Yes, I am.
More on that later. So your number 2.
So yeah, my number 2 is a movie that everybody's seen. This movie. It's from 1991. It's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and again, as with Sweeney Todd, it's a movie that if Alan Rickman hadn't been in there doing his thing and stealing every fucking scene, then that movie would have died a death, and it would never have been heard of again. You've got fucking Kevin Costner in there trying to do an English accent, not very well,
failing.
It kind of comes and goes
as it pleases.
Exactly. But you've got Alan Rickman here, just absolutely fucking nailing it as the Sheriff of Nottingham. There are so many Sheriff of Nottingham scenes that you could pick from. There was another one, but it's a very sort of physical scene where he comes in and he's kind of stabbing the table, and the witch woman kind of goes, "Something vexes thee, my lord," and that's funny as hell. But you can't put that in here because you can't really see it. So this is the scene I chose.
Sorry to keep you hanging about. Would you prefer pain or death?
Death.
Torture him. What about you? Pain or death?
Pain.
Torture him. You see, it makes no difference.
Spare me.
Will you keep the noise down, please? Now, I have heard that Robin Hood may still be alive. Either tell me where he may be hiding, or you'll all be hanged and then we'll catch him anyway and do the same thing to him.
Awesome.
I love, like, when you watch that movie, like, the thing I've always noticed about Robin Hood, Robin Hood's a fantastic movie. I'll take absolutely nothing away from Robin Hood. I love the fact that of everyone in that movie, the Sheriff of Nottingham, Alan Rickman himself, who's by far the best actor in there, even though Morgan Freeman's there, he just comes across like sometimes he's hamming it up, but because he's hamming it up so well, he steals the scenes. He's just like he's loving being there. He's just like
he is. I mean, there's the other obvious one where he says, "I'm gonna cut your heart out with a spoon."
Yeah, that's where I would have went.
But I love the way he delivers that.
It is a fantastic. It's a great movie. It's a great performance. Robin Hood was on my number 2 as well, but it was tied with Die Hard. Like, because I wanted Robin Hood in there because he's such a fantastic villain. But you can't talk about Alan Rickman as a villain without talking about Hans Gruber. You just can't.
I know.
It's the quintessential villain in any movie. He's just so damn cool in that movie. But yeah, he goes in there with Robin Hood as well, because I just love that. I'm going to rip your heart out with a spoon. That's like the best scene.
Why did he sound like Alan Partridge there?
I don't know. Because I'm a big Alan Partridge fan.
Okay.
You think that's like Steve Coogan doing Alan Rickman?
I'm going to rip your heart out with a spoon. Aha!
I'd be like, I'm going to rip.
Good there, no?
I'm going to rip your heart out with a spoon. Aha! Nah, it was a bit.
Mine was better.
Yeah, yours was a little bit better. Yeah. But yeah, that was Robin Hood would have went to my number 2 as well, alongside Die Hard. I know you didn't want to talk about Die Hard, but
it's not that I don't want to talk about it. It's just, as we know, it's one of the best Christmas movies ever made.
we covered this. We covered this.
We've covered this, and I won. So
you think you won?
Well, I did win. Yeah, my number 1.
Your number 1. By the way, can I just say I knew this was coming.
Well,
like there was no other choice for you.
There was no other choice. I did. We'll talk a little. We'll throw about a couple of honourable mentions. But for me, I'm a Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
And there are billions of us around the world. So how can you talk about Alan Rickman without talking about Severus Snape?
Many of you are surely wondering why I have summoned you at this hour. It's come to my attention that earlier this evening, Harry Potter was sighted in Hogsmeade. Now, should anyone, student or staff, attempt to aid Mr. Potter, they will be punished in a manner consistent with the severity of their transgression. Furthermore, any person found to have knowledge of these events who fails to come forward will be treated as equally guilty. Now then.
Just as delivered as only Alan Rickman could deliver that.
Oh, definitely.
It's just fucking fantastic.
It's just his manner. It's like it's in those movies. I do have beef with Harry Potter, and I do have beef with Alan Rickman and Harry Potter because it felt to me like the biggest sort of.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean, and I would agree because in everybody, I don't want to say this, but in the books, when people say in the books,
yeah.
I said it when we talked about our best movies of 2015 about The Martian in the book.
Yep.
So I'm not going to say in the book anymore.
Yep.
But in the books, Snape is a much bigger character. But he took what he was given in the script. And
he is wasted. He's completely wasted.
I mean, by the end of the part 2, they'd used him pretty well. I thought. In
by
those
that
two
point,
movies.
it was already like. He should have already had his moments. He should have already done his thing. I've not read any of the books at all, but I knew they were kind of trying to throw you the red herring that Snape's going to end up being a baddie.
Yeah,
I kind of wanted him to be a baddie. I kind of wanted at the end that he had his own agenda, but he was...
I do remember. I think you saw the Half-Blood Prince before I did.
Yeah,
and I remember saying to you, did they suggest that Snape was a villain?
Mm-hmm.
And you said, no, that's not suggested at all.
Not
it's
really,
all
no.
It's pretty much suggested that he's doing it because he's helping Dumbledore. In the books, it's much more you're not told that at all.
Right.
So there is that storyline there where you don't know if he's.
I just wanted him to be a baddie. I was like, come on, just be a baddie. Just be a fucking baddie.
I know. You've
got the best movie baddie in your movie, half looking like a baddie and then not being a baddie.
Yeah, but they gave us what we got, and you've got lines or scenes like that where he's just being Snape and he's being awesome at it.
Don't get me wrong. He plays the character phenomenal. I just kind of hope for something a bit. I wanted him to be a baddie.
Yeah, but he wasn't. So what's your number 1?
So we'll move on to my number 1, and it was probably, aside from Die Hard, it's probably the first time I ever saw Alan Rickman being in a movie loads and just absolutely loved the fucking nuts off him. It also helped that it was a Kevin Smith movie, Dogma.
I knew it was going to be in there.
As the Metatron. I mean, there's a reason that when people were changing their profile pictures, I changed mine to the Metatron. I just love that movie, and he is just a scene-stealing son of a bitch.
He is.
You want to talk about scene-stealing, that, and half the time it looks like he doesn't even want to be there. Obviously, it's just Alan Rickman's manner, and it's the way the character's portrayed. He's meant to be like...
Well, it's like the character can't be arsed.
He's like a surly, kind of not allowed to get drunk angel, you know?
Yeah.
And he
with no private parts.
But he does... Exactly.
As I was saying, prior to your firefighting episode, I am the Metatron. Don't tell me the name doesn't ring a bell. You people, if there isn't a movie about it, it's not worth knowing, is it? I am a seraphim, the highest choir of angels. You do know what an angel is, don't you? Metatron acts as the voice of God. Any documented occasion when some yahoo claims that God has spoken to them, they're speaking to me. Or they're talking to themselves.
Why doesn't God speak for himself?
Glad you decided to join the conversation. To answer that, human beings have neither the oral nor the psychological capacity to withstand the awesome power of God's true voice. Were you to hear it, your mind would cave in and your heart would explode within your chest. We went through 5 Adams before we figured that one out.
How do I know you're an angel?
What, you mean aside from the fiery entrance and the expansive wingspan? You want more proof? Fine. How about a tequila?
But he just seems to be like, he's like, I'm just doing this movie for a favour. Like, that's how he comes across sometimes, but that's the genius of him, and it goes with the character. I love Dogma, and I think he is phenomenal in that film.
He is.
And even at the end, when Alanis Morissette, spoilers, who is God, blows up the head, and he's just kind of stood there, and he's got the bit of blood, and he's like, "Oh, for Christ's sakes!" just little tiny touches like that, and it's got to be Dogma for me. It's got to be my number one Alan Rickman of all time, basically.
Fair enough. That's a good call.
And I do love that. And I know that you said I didn't put it in there because you were going to put. Of course, I'm going to put fucking Dogma in there. It's the nuts. I will say Kevin Smith fell off the rails ever since, but Dogma still. And if he ever makes a Dogma 2, like it keeps getting rumoured, I will lose my shit.
So, seeing as you've hobbied your number 2, can I hobby my number 1?
You can hobby your number 1, yeah.
Right, okay. The other one, I've not got a clip for this, but the other one I'm going to add in there then is Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, I noticed you'd put that on my thing, and it was an honourable, definitely.
Yeah. So I'm hoping my number 1 it was Galaxy Quest.
He is fantastic in Galaxy Quest.
But again, there aren't, as with Sheriff of Nottingham, as with Snape, I mean, I kind of struggled to think of the scene I was going to play for Snape, but he's just awesome in Galaxy Quest as well.
He is, he's great. I mean, Galaxy Quest itself is just, it's our type of movie, so...
Well, yeah.
Yeah, 100% I agree with you there. I think, like, honourable mentions-wise, like I say, I had Galaxy Quest. I did love him in Love Actually. I know you're not a big fan of Love Actually, but I thought he was great in it as the sort of, like, philandering sort of older man, he was quite good in that.
Was he like Emma Thompson's husband or something?
Yeah, but he was, like, sort of almost not quite cheating with his, like, secretary.
Right.
That's got to be the best description ever.
I think I've only seen that movie once, and I refuse to watch it again because of the fucking little kid.
Yeah, no, it's a great movie. I do love that movie, and I've told you why. Bill Nighy, and
Antarctic.
So that's it. That's it. Yeah.
That's our Alan Rickman section done, and it is a fucking shame to lose him.
It is.
And there's nothing really else to say about it.
There's not really. Just stop taking the good ones. There's enough Kevin Jameses out there. There's enough Adam Sanders out there. Take some of them, please.
Take them.
Nobody's going to give two shits if you take them.
I think Jason would be a little bit gutted.
Brigger would be upset to see.
Would he have Kevin James as his profile picture? As how we changed ours to?
I think he would. Yeah.
Would it be like Kevin James as the president in Pixels?
Definitely. And I think it would probably it would no longer be a Kickstarter for Paul Blart 3. It would be like a Kickstarter to make it like the biggest funeral ever.
Or like like in Fanboys, they have the Kirk versus Khan statue, with the big genitals on both of them.
That would be.
Do you think that would be the Kickstarter that Brigger would launch for a Kevin James statue with a big cock down to his knee.
A huge cock. I think that's exactly what happens. You know we're going to
just do it anyway, Brigger.
You know we're going to take heat for this. This might be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
They should probably just shut the fuck up about the renaming the podcast. And also we've got a little bit of extra beef.
Okay.
Flashing back to the end of 2015 and the Flippy Awards.
Well, yeah.
So what does a guy need to do to get a Brit of the Year award?
Well, we are clearly Brits of the Year.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, I would win it.
You're Scottish, so technically you're not British.
You know what? Injured or not, I will smack you the fuck out. So yeah, over to you, Hobby. What does a guy need to do? Do we need to open like a savings account and send you the money?
I think so. Yeah.
I think maybe
maybe start a Patreon page for them and give to it all the time.
No.
But they in the last episode, I never finished it today, but they were on about Nickel needs to send them some naked pics, some skin pics.
Is that the one that was uploaded today?
Yeah.
I've not listened to that yet.
I'm sure they want him to send some skin pics.
I've actually been listening to We Hate Movies speaking about pixels.
Right.
Now I've never actually seen Pixels, and after listening to them speak about it, I don't want to because it sounds like the biggest. I know Jason's going to have some beef with me for this. He's going to.
Well, he is president of the Kevin James fan club.
That's the thing. That's the thing. He's probably going to fly over here and scratch my eyes out.
Probably.
Yeah. But it sounds fucking awful.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake from the History of Bad Ideas. And we'll get back to your regularly scheduled program here in just a second, geek listeners. But we do a weekly podcast called The History of Bad Ideas.
Yeah, where we'll discuss things like television or movies or music or games or any other thing that falls into our geek-related podcast knowledge.
You can find us on Geek Life Radio, Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, or Radio-Blitz, Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, or you can listen to us whenever the hell you want on iTunes and Stitcher.
Check us out. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Let's slippity slide on into the news.
Move on to the
news. And the biggest news that, apart from me getting rear-ended by a woman, the biggest news that I could possibly think of is that you are now on Twitter.
Ugh, yeah.
You're on the Twitterverse.
I am.
I mean, shit.
Yeah, I know, right?
What happened to you, man?
I feel like I've caved.
You're kind of turning into a bit of a hipster now.
A hipster?
Because you've joined the old tweet.
Does that make you a hipster?
I don't know.
I'd have to have a man bun, surely.
A top knot, they call it nowadays.
Do they?
So what preempted this uncharacteristic change?
Well, I don't know. I was thinking about it for a little while, and then the gauntlet kind of got thrown down a little bit by another damn wrestling show because they've
that's the one with Joe.
Yeah.
Joe Keaton.
Yeah.
If you haven't listened, go and listen.
Yeah, they've just uploaded another episode today. You can get them on the iTunes.
Yeah.
And
they're finally on iTunes,
they're
aren't
finally
they?
on iTunes away from fucking Stitcher.
Yeah, Stitcher sucks.
Stitcher sucks, yeah. So you can find them on iTunes and you can find them on third-party podcast apps, just like us. If you search for the 365+1Flicks podcast.
Yeah. 365+1.
Oh, you'd have to rename it.
Oh, we're not rebranding iTunes. I'm not going down that road. No, how about we just stay who we are, and if Blake doesn't like it, he just stops listening? Technically, I don't think he's listening anyway, but we just stay who we are, and we're good with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because who cares about a leap year? Whatever happens in a leap year, nothing.
Well, no.
Nothing.
Just an extra dated.
So you joined the Twitter?
Yeah, I did. And I'm already kind of sick of it, to be honest with you.
It's a pain in the arse. Twitter is a lot of upkeep, to be fair.
I'm really. The first night I was kind of enjoying it because I was having a crack with you and I was having a crack with the guys at Hobie and I take it was Imran at the Jock and Nerd page. Probably wouldn't have been Anthony.
No, I don't think he's a Twitterer.
No.
I think he's on Twitter, but I don't think he's caved quite like you have.
Yeah, I do feel bad.
Like you were like actually interacting with people.
I know.
I mean, what the hell? If you met these people on the street, you wouldn't stop to talk, but you will now talk to them on Twitter.
Well, to have a job, they're all in America.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
If I met you in the street, I wouldn't stop to talk.
Nah, I wouldn't expect you to either. I really wouldn't.
I'd probably cross the street and go into a shop.
I wouldn't even be on the street because I'd heard that you were down the street, so I'd stayed home. So yeah, that's probably the biggest news I've got is
Really?
the fact that you are now a tweeter. What was your first hashtag? Have you done a hashtag yet?
Most certainly have not.
You've not done a hashtag.
I refuse to do a hashtag.
You need to join the hashtag nation.
I am not doing a hashtag.
Well, you're not doing it right then.
Well, I'm fine with that. All right.
So we are slippery sliding into the news.
Stop saying that.
I said it that first time and it rolled off the tongue and it felt good, so I thought I'll say it another time.
See, that's just the meds, really, isn't it? And you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going, what a prick.
I already feel like a prize ate it, so come on.
Slippity, slidily, bloopy,
bloppy, bloop.
Exactly. Yeah, so the news. So what have we got?
I don't know, do you have anything?
I do. So first up, I'm quite pleased about this, is Jessica Jones is getting a season 2.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
I'm happy with that.
Is Mr. Tennant going to be involved?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. He was pretty much the only good thing about it, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did read something saying that we wouldn't get a Jessica Jones Series 2 until the Defenders Series 1 had been on. Is this right?
I have no idea.
I saw that somewhere. I'm not
is that a thing that's like it's going to be her and Luke Cage and Daredevil?
Well, the Defenders is Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, and Iron Fist. Which just sounds like a fantastic porno name.
Yeah.
He rules with an iron fist. That's pretty cool. Yep. I like that. Yep. Yeah, apparently they're all in it. I'm guessing Punisher will probably be in that as well.
Oh, Punisher,
because he's getting his own series now.
Yeah.
Apparently they're so happy with the dailies or whatever from Daredevil Series 2. They're so happy with the Punisher, he's getting it.
It wants to be March already. I can't wait to see Daredevil Series 2.
I'm quite looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it more than I enjoyed watching the last series. I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what Jon Bernthal does because I'm a big fan of Jon Bernthal. But I kind of just sort of want a Punisher series now.
Well, give them a minute. You've got to let them do their Daredevil thing first.
But do we?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be cool with that. I'm looking forward to seeing that Daredevil. Jessica Jones, I'm happy to hear it's got a second series because I did think it was a lot stronger than Daredevil.
I think it kind of for me it was a little bit of a slow burner at the start.
Mm-hmm.
And then David Tennant just got into his element, and just every single scene that had him in it. I mean, I liked the woman who played Jessica Jones as well. I don't know what her name is, but I thought
Kristen Spamfritter.
That'll do.
Yeah,
is that real?
Yeah, it's Kristen Ritter or something like that. She was in that Dawson's Creek thing. Not Dawson's Creek. It had the guy that was in Dawson's Creek in it. You know, it was like New Girl, but it was like. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Dawson was in it and he kept referring to himself as the Dawson. So that just totally made my day.
I'm sure it did. So she was good as well. I mean, it was just Tennant that made it. And I hope that he does come back somehow. I'm not quite sure how they would do that.
I don't see it without Tennant, if I'm honest.
No.
I don't.
But, you know, it's Marvel. People will come back from, spoilers, come back from having their neck broken. You know, people do that all the time, surely.
Like you say, it's Marvel. Yeah, I'm quite pleased that that's coming back. Because, like I say, I did like Daredevil. I just thought Jessica Jones was a lot stronger. I thought it was way stronger. I'm looking forward to a Daredevil Series 2. I can't really say that I'm bothered about seeing a Luke Cage thing. He kind of comes across...
He was a little bit boring.
Yeah. He comes across as a character that would be good in other people's shows.
Do you not think it's maybe a little... Yeah, it's a little bit like a Superman type of character where he's all indestructible and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, that's just maybe a little bit boring.
Yeah. So, just the other day, it came out that Michael B. Jordan, of his success of Creed, which is a great film, not finished it, but I was really enjoying it, because unconventional means... But it turns out that Michael B. Jordan would be totally up for playing Johnny Storm again.
Really?
He's up for doing a Fantastic Four too. Of course, I did read that and think, well, you would say that now that it's dead in the water.
Yeah, okay, aye.
Because none of them seemed to want to do any sort of press. Don't get me wrong, but I thought he, in that movie, was the only one really giving it everything. Because he did seem to be enjoying it. But I thought, how ironic that now that the movie is completely dead in the water... You would not turn down a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just make Creed 2, you'll be fine.
It's like when somebody you don't like can't come to your piss up and you go, it's a shame, I really wanted you to come.
Yeah. And then you didn't, yeah. Like I am every time you have a piss up. You're like, that's a shame you can't go. Yeah, okay.
Oh, it's different. I'm glad that you can't.
And then you walk away going, yay.
Let's go in and go. Good news, everyone.
On the topic of good news, you'll like this one.
Oh.
You will like this one. Jamie Foxx is going to be playing Little John. Oh, just spat on you.
He did.
He's going to be playing Little John in Robin Hood Oranges.
Why not? He was good in Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man.
What do you mean, why not? Why not? It's Robin Hood.
So?
Why would you have Jamie Foxx in Robin Hood?
Can he do a British accent? English accent?
I'm gonna guess no.
An oldie worldly English accent? Or is he going to be going all motherfucker and stuff?
Well, hopefully it's not going to be like that because they've got him out of Kingsman. He's playing he's playing Robin Hood, isn't he? That Taron Egerton.
Aye.
That
Edgerington?
Edgerton? Aye,
or you
that one.
Joel Edgerton?
That one.
Thingy Bob. Aye.
Aye.
Him from Thingy. Aye.
I don't see why Jamie Foxx is in Oranges. I don't get it.
It doesn't really bother me, to be honest. I mean,
it doesn't bother me. I don't get it.
You know, I mean, who else are you going to cast as Friar Tuck? I mean, pretty much Mark Addy, and that's it.
Mark Addy or Ving Rhames, maybe. He'd be a good Friar Tuck
because he's fat-ish.
Yes, but while we're on the oranges, what do you think of Die Hard? The Die Hard prequel, sequel, reboot, remake, carry-on, continuation.
I've got 3 words:
flashback, flash forward.
Fuck that shit.
I don't get this. We didn't need a Die Hard Year 1 at all.
Fucking Die Hard Year 1.
But now it's like Die Hard Year 1 / Die Hard 6 in one movie.
So it's going to be a sequel prequel, which is a new thing.
You know what it's going to be? It's going to be Looper.
Oh shit!
Die Hard is going to be Looper. They're going to get Joseph Gordon-Levitt to play young John McClane, young Rupee cop on the beat. Oh man, how can the same shit happen to the same guy twice? All that bollocks. I'm not looking forward to this. This is just...
I was reading a thing about it, and they seem to think that we want the story of how John met Holly.
No.
And who the fuck has asked for that?
No, we don't need that. You
know, when we got to them in Die Hard, the original proper movie,
yeah.
You know, they were separated. So...
Well, yeah, they were already kind of headed for D-Town.
Who gives a flying fuck? What Hollywood cokehead asshole sat down in a meeting and fucking decided that this would be a good movie to make?
Amy Pascal, maybe? Yeah, I'm not buying this.
It's such horseshit.
Only thing that could be good here, it's a definite 365 cut.
Ooh.
Like before it's even come out, we know it's a definite 365
but we've already changed the Die Hard universe forever.
Ah, yeah. Well, how about we preempt the movie coming out?
Well, we've already... Oh, I like that.
We make a pre-Die Hard 6.
Well, you wanted to do sequels, didn't you?
Yeah, it's technically going to be a sequel.
You wanted to do a sequel to our
well, we could write our sequel to Die Hard. Die Hard, yeah.
No, it's not going to be year anything. It's just Die Hard 6.
Die Hard 6, 24 Harder.
Oh, no, we can't because we killed off John McClane at the end.
John McClane.
We killed... I killed off John McClane at the end and also fuck you.
Yeah, but I vetoed that. I vetoed the death of John McClane.
You did not?
Did I not?
No. That's how it ended.
And Jack Bauer took over.
That's how it ended because
Nina
Bauer. Myers killed John McClane at the end.
Right.
Or maybe it wasn't John McClane at all. It was like somebody else called
Tony Almeida.
It was the wrong guy.
Right.
It was somebody who was actually called. It was somebody actually called McLean, and she just went to the wrong apartment building.
They drafted in the wrong guy. They weren't looking for John McClane.
So John McClane wasn't in our version at all. It was somebody completely different.
That could be a fantastic way of retconning the sequel. it was actually the wrong guy. She got the wrong address.
That's how you do a reboot, people. You just catch somebody with a slightly different name to the original character.
A tiny bit of exposition. Oh yeah, remember that guy? Wrong guy.
Professor Y.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's how we're retconning it.
That's what we'll do.
On the subject of 24 though.
Oh, another fuck that shit.
Yeah, I'm a bit pissed off with this. Like,
if anybody doesn't know what that is, Fox and all their infinite wisdom.
Infinite?
Who's the one on the meds here?
I'm on meds.
I know, right? I'm on beer. Yeah, Fox and all their wisdom have decided that they're going to... it's been greenlit, I believe.
Yep.
They're going to do a new 24 series. No John McClane. No, not John McClane.
No more Jack Baum.
No more Jack. No more Jack Bauer. Or Bowery.
Boyer? Jack Boyer.
Jack Bowers.
Jack Bowers.
Jack Bowers.
Right, wrong guy. Yep. Retcon.
So no Jack Bauer. No Chloe. No anyone. It's an entirely new cast. And
are they not saying he's going to be called Eric Carter or some shit like that?
Carter.
Such a generic turd's name.
Yeah,
Like,
isn't it?
sounds like fucking Jai McCourtney.
Yeah. Jack Shepherd.
Jack Shepherd. Hey, the man was a legend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fuck that shit.
So yeah, talking about TV reboots that we really don't fucking want. The Sopranos. I mean, this caused a stir.
Fuck that shit. We've had quite a lot this week of...
This has actually stirred quite a reaction on the Facebooks.
Yeah.
Unbelievably. I mean, this one really shocked me. Like, I got up and I put the Facebook on, and it was like on my feed, and I just sat there and went, holy fuck, what are you on about? So I clicked into it, and there's a picture of Val Kilmer, who is saying that he is going to play Tony Soprano. What the fuck? Val Kilmer? I mean, yeah, he's fat enough to do it.
He's fat enough now, yeah, that's right. He's a bit wide in the face now.
I mean, come on. Val Kilmer is Tony Soprano.
How dare you, sir? How dare you presume to think that we'll accept you playing Tony Soprano, you fucking prick of a man?
Apparently this is all him. This is all his idea because he didn't like the ending to the proper series. He had beef. So he's decided he's going to do an 8-part mini-series that is going to deal with the years before The Sopranos, the years during The Sopranos, and it's going to have a definitive ending. What the fuck?
No.
How do you do this? How do you do this in 8 episodes? How do you do it?
No.
And then he somehow talked Emma Stone into playing a young Carmela.
No.
Giovanni Ribisi to play a young Uncle Junior. Can we just clear this up? Giovanni Ribisi, looks about 50 years younger than Val Kilmer. Even now. And Olympia Dukakis to play Liv.
Who the hell's that?
Olympia Dukakis. You know her. But yeah, so, I mean, no.
No.
Even David Chase, the creator of The Sopranos, is like 100% against this. He wants nothing to do with it.
But who the fuck do you think you are that you can just come in and say, I didn't like the end of that, I'm redoing it?
It's The Sopranos. Just
fuck off.
Exactly. Aye, that's exactly what I thought, and I put it on Facebook. Interestingly enough, though, I was drawn into a little bit of debate. I think with Devon, Big Dev. I was drawn into a little bit of like debate with him, and then an hour later, I went to comment again, and it disappeared off the page. It was gone. Now I never deleted it, but it was gone.
Right.
So obviously later on that day, I had to post it again just to get the word out again.
It was gone from our page.
You know what I was thinking, right? The whole 2-part JFK episode.
Oh.
I'm being watched. I'm listening for clicks.
Dear me.
Yep, serious stuff. So do you have any other news?
Yeah, I do have a couple of bits. The first one is, Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly are going to be playing Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Steve Coogan. I'll watch pretty much anything he does. John C. Reilly's funny at times.
He's a talented bloke.
Yeah, he's alright. They'll do alright.
Apparently it's going to be centred around their tour of Britain.
Right.
And sort of towards the later stages of their career.
Right.
Yeah, I think it could be okay.
My main problem is that I saw Laurel and Hardy movie, and I thought the Three Stooges movie that came out a couple of years ago. I had no interest in that. I'll probably have no interest in this.
Yeah. Deadpool has been denied release in China.
I love this. Because of violence, nudity, and fruity language.
Yeah. The other bit about Deadpool, which by the way I cannot wait to see this movie.
Yeah.
The other bit about Deadpool is they must have tried to launch a petition online, or they did launch a petition online.
Screw this.
To bring out a PG-13 even version of the movie. And apparently there's like an 8-year-old somewhere in America that was desperate to see it. And so Deadpool replied to the little kids.
So he did not call his mum a whore.
He said, no, little kid, this is for adults. Fuck off, kids, and your mother's a whore.
Aye. Just totally what you would hope for.
Yeah.
It's the response you would hope for.
I can't wait to see this movie.
I can't wait to see that. And by the way, if you do want to see Deadpool as a sort of PG-13, whatever it is over here, like what's PG-13 over here? It's like a 12?
12, I think, yeah.
If you want to see that, it'll be on ITV2 in a couple of years.
Well, that's it.
So, just get over it. Watching it, it's going to be the balls.
But kids are going to see it anyway.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
Yeah.
And I've got 2 other bits. The first one is scientists have proven that Spider-Man couldn't really stick to walls.
Yeah, he'd have to have like size 114
Yeah,
shoes.
with his Spider-Man powers. What the actual fuck?
Is this not like a good few years back they paid like 8 college university students in America, like who were like supposedly really fucking bright and all that. They paid them to figure out how long it would take Bill Gates to fall out of bed. Like if he fell out of bed, how long would it take him to hit the floor if he put all of his money under his mattress? Why are you wasting your time doing this?
Well, that's the thing. You're paying students to... Well, probably not paying them, they're students, but...
We don't pay students.
Scientists have proven. So you are paying someone to look into whether a fictional character... Yes, I know he's fictional. I know he's fucking fictional. And he's in a comic book movie and in comic books. It's Spider-Man. We know that he's not real, you utter bastards. You're paying people to prove that a character in a comic book couldn't really do... So what about fucking Superman?
What about him? He's an alien. He can fly.
No wonder the world is fucked.
Well, you could say that.
Oh.
I saw that and I glanced over the headline and I was like, no. I was like, I'm not reading this.
So people, people are just morons. And speaking of morons, there is a petition to bring George Lucas back.
Yeah. Oh, no.
To direct Episode 9 of Star Wars. And people are actually signing this petition.
People are signing this. Like, people are taking this, like, people are seriously look at what is going on.
These are people who have spent the last, 10 years since Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah.
Something like that. These are people who have spent the last 10 years slagging off George Lucas and everything he stands for, saying, fuck you, Jar Jar, and all that kind of thing. These are people who have spent the last however many years hating George Lucas, and now they want him back.
Yeah, they do. Like it's when I first saw it, I was on my Twitter and it came up on my feed, and I was sort of like, is this like some sort of ironic joke? Like, are people being ironic here? I mean, clearly it's come from America. It's clearly come from over there.
Well, I think only Americans could be that stupid, to be honest with you.
To be fair, yes.
But what the fuck?
I don't get it. Like yourself, I'm exactly the same. We have sat there and we have slagged them off. We've slagged the man off. Yes, okay, he is the genius that brought us the original Star Wars. He's the genius that came up with Indiana Jones. He had his hand in sort of like the Dark Crystal and stuff like that. Howard the Duck, whatever you think about Howard the Duck, it's a cult classic. But he's also the fucking asshole who gave us the prequel trilogy. He's also that man. We get one movie from JJ, which is a damn fine movie, which is a nostalgic as hell movie. It hits every mark you wanted those prequels to hit. And we get that. And then people are just like, oh, we love this film. However, we want George back. Let's give him another crack at Episode 9.
You know what? Let's not.
No, let's not.
Go fuck yourselves.
Keep him as far, far, far away as possible from these movies. I'm quite excited to see what Colin Trevorrow does with it, because he's doing number 3. I'm excited to see what the man does with it. If Jurassic World proved anything, it's that he can hit nostalgia beats. In the same vein that JJ hit them with The Force Awakens, he done it with Jurassic World 2. He hit those nostalgia beats perfectly.
Yep.
So put him in number 9, and I'm happy.
I wouldn't necessarily for Episode 9 be still wanting them to be hitting the nostalgia beats quite as hard.
It doesn't have to hit them as hard, but as long as you've got somebody in there who's in love with the material.
Yeah, exactly. You still, and you could tell that with Jurassic World, he was absolutely in love with the material.
Yep.
And that, you're completely right there, Kev. That is what you want with somebody who's directing a movie like Star Wars in the Star Wars universe. Because somebody who loves the material and somebody who's going to stay faithful to it. Nostalgia is absolutely fine. What you don't want is someone going in there saying more droids and more fucking green screen.
Yeah, more droids, more green screen. Oh, well, everybody has to admire what I tried to do. All that bullshit. No, I don't.
I always try to innovate. No, you...
innovate. You know what? Just get it right, mate. Just get it right. You created this world. You created these people. Don't tear them apart. Whoever's signing this petition, go back and unsign it, because you're just a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, so that's our...
Yeah.
For the first time in a while, I think, our go fuck yourselves.
Yeah. definitely.
So yes.
Yeah, well, we have a new thing. We are going to start off the first ever, the inaugural, what are we going to call this? I don't think we should have maybe done our homework on this. Like, what are we going to call it?
The 365 champion?
The 365 champion.
No?
I think we need to come up with something better than that. Basically, what we're going to do.
Right, aye. Let's put it out there to people. So yeah, explain what we're going to do, and we'll put it out there.
We'll explain it, and then
get some ideas from people.
And then some of our buddies from some of the networks, and some of our buddies on the Facebook
Kevin James
page
title.
and the Twitter page. No. Jason, before we start, I veto the Kevin James title. Basically,
I think we both veto the Kevin James title.
We did the big debate a canny few episodes back, and we quite enjoyed that. So we decided that instead of having forfeits and whatnot, we are going to create a title. We are going to see who gets the best score from the Oscars in the very first battle for the 365 title.
Yeah.
We're going to get a belt and everything. We're getting like a proper belt. And it's going to be awesome.
So it's being designed right now as we speak.
It's being designed right now as we speak in a sweatshop in Indonesia by a 3-year-old who is getting paid peanuts, like a peanut.
50 pence a week or something?
What do they eat in Indonesia?
I don't know.
Whatever they eat, they get one of them.
Like turtles or something?
Yeah, they'll probably eat turtles.
That's Vietnam.
Is that Vietnam?
It was on Top Gear.
Right. Okay, well, it's a little bumfuck country that nobody cares about. And they're making it, the poor little bastards, their little fingers, they've been knitting things and sewing things and their fingers are bleeding, and I do feel quite bad. But we need this belt.
We do.
We do need a belt.
But we can't afford to pay out the nose like WWE would.
Yeah.
So you've got to think of these things.
We can't afford like spinners and stuff like John Cena had,
never that, because we're not a couple of massive assholes.
Yeah, we're not.
Well, I'm not.
So basically, we're going to start doing a little section where we are going to... It's not going to be all the time. Maybe every couple of episodes.
No, I think we're going to be defending it like Brock Lesnar would.
So just come back when the money's right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So every couple of months, well, obviously I'm going to win the first time. So
you probably will.
I probably will. Yeah.
So for this occasion, because it is the Oscar season and the Oscars is coming up on the 28th of February, so we decided we would. That's a long time to wait to see who the champion is. Should have thought that one through. I thought it was like next week or something.
You got to build up.
Yeah,
build the story up, man.
We'll build it up, and people will give it a name, and we'll get it made, and we'll get the reputation out there. We'll get pictures taken.
You've got to get a bit of prestige behind the title.
We've got to do some photo shoots, stuff like that. We've got to get like Stephen and Mel to come and speak to us and that.
Well,
and just
you've got to practice your Rocky title.
Yeah, you've got to practice all that, because obviously we'll be doing YouTube videos of the champion's speech. We'll be like, if you smell and all that cape, I'll put it up on YouTube. Be awesome. I just hope I can move my shoulders by that time.
You're not going to win anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's right. No point of anything.
So for the inaugural competition of the 365E Belty Welty, that the people can rename, we're going to go with the Oscars. And we're basically going to choose some winners for the Oscars. Chris will have his, I'll have mine, and whoever gets the most right is the winner.
Yeah.
Are you going to write them up on the board?
I am going to write them up on the board. Then I'm going to take a photo of it just in case it gets wiped off.
Just in case I change them. I rub off.
So we're not going to do all of the.
No, just the mainies.
Thingies.
Just the mainies. We'll go for like we'll go for maybe.
What? Nothing. What happened to your voice there? It was weird.
You've got best picture, you've got best actor, best actress, best supporting, best
director. Leave it there.
Yep. We'll probably leave it at best director because the rest are all shitey awards.
Yeah, they're the tech awards that we weren't even nominated for.
Yeah, we weren't nominated for a techie award. Floppies. We could go for best editing as well. because I do want to say Star Wars is going to win
Well,
something.
will we say best special effects? That's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, best effects. Original score, not bothered about that because I don't listen to the music in a movie. Yeah.
Best visual effects.
Best Vish. So,
Right.
we will start right at the top of the bill. We have got Best Picture. Would you like to start writing it up there, and you will take a picture as evidence and we will post it tomorrow?
I will. So what we've got for best picture?
Best Picture, you have got The Big Short. You have got Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Mad Max Fury Road. I'm still fucking can't believe that's
Why
in
the
there.
hell would that be on there?
You have got The Martian, The Revenant, Room, not the Tommy Wiseau film, and Spotlight.
It's not The Room. It's
No,
just Room.
it's not The Room.
What?
It would be pretty cool if it was The Room, but it's not.
So what are you saying for that one then?
So yeah, Best Picture, Big Short, Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn. Now, I will say that we haven't seen all of these movies, but I would say we've seen the bulk of
I've
them.
seen two of them. Well, two
of them.
Two of them and about 15 minutes of Mad Max. So
So you're not going Mad Max then?
I'm not going like hell I am.
So, Best Picture, you know what, I want to see The Revenant do well, but I really want to see The Big Short. Have you seen The Big Short yet?
I've not seen The Big Short yet. I'm not going to say that, however, or say that, yeah, bygones. I am going to say Bridge of Spies.
Bridge of Spies?
Yeah.
Tom Hanks one?
Yeah.
That's a good show. It's a Spielberg movie, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So, you know,
Spielberg and Tom Hanks is going to win.
he wins most. So I'll say Big Short, you say Bridge of Spies. Interesting, considering is it not like The Revenant is the front runner?
That doesn't mean a fucking thing.
I do think Spotlight's going to do well as well, because I watched that, and that's actually quite good, like about the whole priests being paedophiles and stuff.
That's not going to win.
Yeah. Why is Mad Max Fury Road in there? I'm absolutely astonished with that one. So next up, we have got the Best Actor category. The category that can make or break any actor. So we have got Bryan Cranston for Trumbo. We've got Matt Damon for The Martian, Leonardo DiCaprio for The Revenant, Michael Fassbender for Jobs, Eddie Redmayne for The Danish Girl. I'm not going Eddie Redmayne for the simple fact that he won it last year.
He'll not win it again.
I don't think he'll win it for playing a he-she either.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, he's like a transgender thing.
Oh dear.
I'm not going Fassbender because I didn't like the Steve Jobs movie, even though it's Aaron Sorkin. I would love to see DiCaprio get it. I want him to get it. So on that, I'm going to go for DiCaprio.
You're going to go for DiCaprio?
Yeah.
I am going to go for Fassbender.
Fassbender?
Yeah.
It's a biopic. It is a biopic. What is it Kate Winslet says? It's like if it's anything to do with real life sort of thing, biopics always kind of... Yeah, it's a good shout. It's a good shout.
So you're going DiCaprio?
I'm going DiCaprio because I really just want him to get it. My heart of hearts is actually saying I think Cranston will get it, but I'm going DiCaprio.
You know what? I would love to see Bryan Cranston win it as well. I mean, you know.
He's getting a lot of stuff for this Trumbo movie. Next up, we have the Best Actress. Now, I will admit I've only seen 2 of these movies.
I have not seen any of these movies, so I'm just going on the name.
Right, we have got Kate Blanchett for the movie Carol, Brie Larson for Room, Jennifer Lawrence for Joy, Charlotte Rampling for 45 Years, and I ain't even going to be
Sarah, something Irish. Irish Ronan.
Irish Ronan
Yep.
for Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I'm not going for Lawrence because she keeps winning it. I'm going to go for Blanchett on that one.
Shit, I was going to go for Blanchett.
You can go for Blanchett. We can. It might make it a bit more interesting.
We need the points at the end of the day.
We do need the points.
I'm going to go for Kate Blanchett as well.
Yeah,
Right.
for Carol. Plus, I watched Joy and I didn't like it, so it's another one of those David O. Russell teaming up with Bradley Cooper, what's her name, Lawrence, and De Niro, and just falling short on every turn. We have got up next is Best Supporting Actor. We have got Christian Bale for The Big Short, Tom Hardy for The Revenant, Mark Ruffalo for Spotlight, Mark Rylance for Bridge of Spies, and Sylvester Stallone for Creed. I'll tell you what, that's a bloody good shout for Stallone.
He won the Golden Globe.
He won the Globe, and he is great in that movie. He is great in that movie.
He is.
Who you feeling?
I'm actually going to go for Stallone.
You're going to go for Stallone?
I think they're going to give him a nod because he's not got that many years of movie making it.
Are they not now saying that this could be his last one?
Hasn't he said he wants to make a Creed 2?
A Creed 2? Oh, that's fine. That's fine. As long as he doesn't make an Expendables 4.
He was on Jonathan Ross and he said, kind of, nah.
So you're going for...
I'm going for Stallone.
You're going for Stallone and Creed. I'm going to go for, because I watched it the other night and he is phenomenal as he is in everything, I'm going for Mark Ruffalo in Spotlight.
Ruffalo, okay.
It's a very hard film to watch, and Ruffalo just smashes it. But I would like to say Tom Hardy.
I would love Tom Hardy to win.
I think it's amazing to see Tom Hardy in that category.
Yeah.
It's the recognition he deserves. I just don't see him winning it.
Not yet.
Because he's a bit of a bastard in it.
So Best Supporting Actress.
Best Supporting Actress, which is a bit of a thin category this year. Jennifer Jason Leigh for The Hateful Eight. Rooney Mara for Carol. Rachel McAdams for Spotlight. Alicia Vikander for The Danish Girl. Kate Winslet for Steve Jobs. Who are you fancying?
I'm gonna go with Rachel McAdams. Is that who we're gonna go for?
I was.
You can double up.
And I'm sticking with Rachel McAdams on this one. This is going to be interesting.
What if neither of us get any right?
Well, then it's a tiebreaker.
And do we just punch each other until one of us gets knocked out? Right, that's fine. I'll stick you in the back.
I certainly don't think Jennifer Jason Leigh's going to get it, even though I loved her in that movie.
I did, but I don't think... Hateful Eight isn't winning anything.
I don't see Hateful Eight getting anything. I think you're right there. Plus, I think it's time for Rachel McAdams to be given some props. Plus, to be honest, Spotlight is very much all about your supporting players. They kind of do the best stuff. So, Best Director. Now, this is just... Right? So, you've got Lenny Abramson for Room. I haven't seen Room. Have you seen Room?
No.
Right. You've got Alejandro J. Inarritu for The Revenant. You've got Tom McCarthy for Spotlight. Adam McKay for The Big Short. This one just absolutely astounds me. George Miller for I know that they said, oh, it's all practical, oh, it's all on set. It's fuck George Miller for Mad Max Fury Road. It's not winning a damn thing.
I think we're in the minority here, but it was shit.
It was terrible. It was a terrible movie. Who are you feeling?
Oh, man.
I think the consensus right now is that it's going to be Inarritu, but he won it for The Birdman, and I didn't like that film either.
I did like The Birdman. But he's not going to win it 2 years in a row, is he?
No. Very rarely do they win it twice in a row.
I don't know. I'll go with McCarthy.
For Spotlight?
Yeah.
It's a good show. It's a great movie. It's one of those movies that is like, it's so hard to watch, but it's a great movie.
Well, you know, they like that kind of movie, don't they? So
I'm going to go for Adam McKay. I think we're both going to be wrong here. And I think...
Do you think George Miller's going to get it?
Oh, God, no. I'm going to go for Adam McKay, though, because The Big Short is fantastic. And my theory on this, and you can call me out on it, is that unless you're Ben Affleck, if you win Best Picture, you normally get Best Director. Unless you're Ben Affleck.
We said Best Picture. Oh, we have. Hang on.
So I've gone for Adam McKay on that theory.
Right.
So then we were going to do Best Editing and then Best Visual.
Best Editing, Best Visual. Yeah.
Right, so Best Editing, and this is just your Gimme Awards. So Best Editing, you've got The Big Short, you've got Mad Max Fury Road, you've got The Revenant, you've got Spotlight, and Star Wars The Force Awakens.
You know, for this one, I'm actually going to go with The Revenant.
Good shout. It is very well made.
The bear fight alone.
Yeah.
Well, you call it a fight.
The bear rape.
The bear rape, yeah. Revenant for me.
Revenant for you. Big Short was really well kind of. It's slick as hell, to be fair. So I'm gonna go Big Short on Best Editing.
Right.
I do want to say Star Wars though, because I want it to win. Like, what was it? It's been nominated for 3.
Yeah.
I want it to win 3. You realise we're doing this, and The Revenant is probably going to clean up. And the last one, we decided to go for visual effects, which is a gimme in anybody's category. So Best Visual, you've got Ex Machina. Yeah, you've already written yours down. Yep. You've got Ex Machina, you've got Mad Max Fury Road, you've got The Martian, you've got The Revenant, and you've got Star Wars. Why would you put Revenant in there? I thought it was all like
visual effects.
I thought it was like
obviously
all.
The bear was CGI.
But is it not all location and stuff? It's got to be Star Wars.
I think just on principle for this podcast alone.
Just on principle alone for this podcast has got to be Star Wars.
So if we both, we've both said 3 categories are the same.
Yep.
So if those 3 categories win and none of the rest of our categories win, then we're both 3 up and we have to fight.
And we have to fight. Yes, I'm up for that. Well, and what I was thinking is that for this is purely between me and you right now, but for future episodes, we could maybe get Hobie involved. We could maybe get Graphic Novice involved. Yeah. But we're not sending it over to America, the belt.
Are we hell?
No.
No, it says in the UK.
We'll just get a picture of them on Skype with the belt across the top of the computer. So that's the inaugural 365 title championship belt that we're going to see if people want to name for us. And if you come back with something just totally ridiculous and retarded, I am going to tell you. Okay? So just come back with some cool names for us.
Come on, there's a limit.
There is a limit. So, I put it out there.
Ooh, the timey-wimey title. No.
I put it out there on the Twitter sphere and the Facebooky sphere as well. That we could do with some questions, because we've been getting some feedback lately, and it's nice to add it in there. We got a couple back. We didn't get a great deal.
Yeah, well, they only we normally do it for the top 5 things. And, well, I think the Alan Rickman was more of a personal thing this time.
Yeah, we kind of wanted to do that, and we didn't want your input. So, so I put it out there, and we got a message on the Twitter from the Tangent Bound Network at Tangent Bound PC, which I believe is Mark Wagner.
Yes.
Yep. And he wanted to know what's faster, a cheetah or a leopard. What that's got to do is
very, very tangent.
Yep, that's it's definitely a tangent.
Question.
So what do you think is faster, a cheetah or a leopard?
Okay. I would have to go a cheetah.
A cheetah? Yeah. Well, I did actually answer him. I said neither. It would be a cheapod.
The fuck? Oh, I see.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah. I really didn't know what to do with that. So Snake Oil Comics at SOC Podcast asked, will Suicide Squad be this year's biggest comic movie flop? Or,
Dev is not sold.
It's not finished. It's not finished. Or Suicide Squad, possibly Suicide Squad.
Yep. Dev is not sold on this at all.
Did you watch the trailer?
I did. I have to say, I am sold on it now.
How can you not think that's going to be the biggest fucking comic movie this year?
I think it's going to completely knock Batman vs Superman out of the water.
Yeah. I agree with that. I do agree with that.
It's not going to touch Civil War at all. It is not.
There's no interest. When was the last time you spoke to someone that said, I can't wait for Civil War?
When I was putting my contacts in this morning.
What, you in the mirror? Yeah. No, honestly, people want to see the Suicide Squad right now. People really want to see the Batman Superman movie. I can't remember hearing anybody go on about the Civil War movie.
Well, you don't speak to enough people, do you?
Well, no, because I'm anti-social motherfucker.
Well, that's exactly.
But no, I'm all on this DC kick right now.
Yeah.
You said in, I think it was the last episode, that this is the year that DC shits the bed. I don't think it is. I'm seeing these trailers and I'm seeing nothing but good things.
You know, even Will Smith didn't annoy me as much in that trailer, and that's a good thing, because that was what kind of put me off.
He still said the little...
He still said it, but I liked the bit towards the start of the trailer where they were all they all kind of rushed into his cell, and he kind of just got ready for a fight. I liked that.
Yeah, so it looked pretty badass.
I'm sold on Suicide Squad now.
I'm sold on all of them. Yeah. Even was it Jai Courtney or Joel Kinnaman? When he's in the bag and it opens up and he just gets up and starts knocking people out in the prison yard.
Yeah.
I was like, man. You know, the two people I'm not really fussed about is those two. I still wish Tom Hardy was doing it.
I'm quite liking the... I don't know what the fuck her name is. Her with the samurai sword.
Katana.
That'll do.
Yeah.
I'm quite liking her.
She's looking pretty badass.
Yeah.
She's looking badass.
I don't know anything about her character,
but
she's got a samurai sword. You know what, like a samurai sword. So.
We got to see more of Jared. And Harley and Margot Robbie, and fuck me, Jared just looks amazing.
He does.
I am. Yes, you know, when he's like, I can't wait to show you all my toys. I was just like, oh my god! I was just, I'm excited for this movie.
Steady on.
And let's be honest, as soon as the trailer started and the Queen song was in the background, I looked at Lindsay and I went, I'm sold. The trailer hadn't even really started yet. The Queen song just came on and I was like, I'm sold. I'm sold.
I have to admit, that was a good touch.
It was a fantastic... In a trailer, it's the music that sells it for me, and that sold it to hell for me. You know, it wasn't any, like, Hans Zimmer... Boom. It was like a proper good tune. And they're going to smash this. David Ayer is going to smash this movie.
I'm looking forward to it, I am. But...
It did.
For me, well, I'm a Marvel whore, as you know.
Yes, you are a Marvel whore. I don't feel as excited. I want to see Civil War. I'm looking forward to Civil War. I'm just not as excited for Civil War as I am Batman vs. Superman or Suicide Squad. I just think those two movies are going to be this year's movies.
I think I'm expecting to be... Like, when we go to see Batman vs. Superman, I'm expecting to have a similar response to Star Wars, where the movie will finish and I'll go, what? But then, like Star Wars, you know, we've both kind of said that's the reaction we both had.
Yeah.
But we've both kind of sort of fallen in love with it since then.
Yeah.
I don't really expect that to happen with Batman vs. Superman. But I am looking forward to Suicide Squad. So, sorry, Dev, but you're wrong there now.
I did see, there was a guy, you know that movie pilot that I sometimes write for?
Yeah.
He put a comment on today saying how Batman vs. Superman trailer comes out and it's like got two heroes, it's got one main villain, possibly two side villains, and one Justice League character who will pop in at the last 10 minutes. And everybody's losing their fucking heads about it. They're all screaming, it's got too many people in, it's overcrowded. And he's like, however, Suicide Squad trailer comes out with 11 different characters, you know, overcrowded to fuck, and everybody's gone, it's perfect! And I was kind of like, yeah, why are so many people hating on Batman Superman? Is it the Zack Snyder thing? Is it the Snyder?
Well, we've both defended Zack Snyder to Jock and Nerd, you know.
I'm all for Zack Snyder.
Episode. I don't know.
There just seems to be a lot of hatred towards Batman vs. Superman, and I don't get it.
You know, it's the stupid fucking CGI bloody Doomsday thing at the end of the last trailer.
Get over it.
You get over it.
Get over it. You know, this movie, I think Batman vs. Superman, it's the movie we've been waiting for a long time. We've always wanted to see Batman fight Superman. We're getting that, and it's in the hands of a highly capable comic book director. One of the best comic book directors out there, because if anybody can take it from panel, like from page to screen, it's Zack Snyder. He does it better than anyone.
I mean, I own the Blu-ray of Man of Steel, and I watch it every now and then. I'm not getting anything against the Man of Steel. I just think it's just after that second trailer or whatever, however many trailers there's been, after that last trailer, the trailer just left me going, oh, for fuck's sake.
Nah, it just got me even more pumped. I think you're wrong. This is going to be this will probably be like round 2 of the 365 title. Like whoever wins that argument.
How do we choose? Aye. So what's the next?
So yeah. Oh, did you also see the first look on that they played in America last night on the CW? They gave like first look of Flash, Cyborg, and Wonder Woman.
Ugh.
It's not actual footage from the movies yet.
It's a drawing, isn't it?
Just sort of concept.
It's a drawing.
But
there's concepts all over the web, Kev. I don't really pay much attention to it.
They also had Jeff Johns talking about it, who's like kind of masterminding the whole thing right now, and he was doing some good talking, and I'm looking forward to it. So, History of Bad Ideas at Bad Ideas Podcast decided to go all political.
Oh.
Does the UK mock our presidential elections as much as we think?
Yes. Next.
Do we though?
Did you see the video of the 3 little girls dancing and singing the Donald Trump fucking thing?
Nah.
Well, watch it.
Nothing that guy does surprises me. I absolutely love this guy. I love Donald Trump, like.
Because you commented on it, or did you just comment to be an arsehole?
I don't think I commented on that one.
You did.
Don't get me wrong.
You did. It's when I was trying to persuade Jason to move to the UK, remember?
Oh, I never saw that. I don't necessarily think he should be running America, but I fucking love Donald Trump. He's a nut job. He's basically Nick Nolte and Gary Busey just in one body. He's a nut job. And now he's got Palin.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's like a dream team. She is basically the embodiment of Julia Louis-Dreyfus' character in Veep, like.
Yeah, she is.
She's just playing Sarah Palin is all she's doing. And I love it.
I love Veep, yeah.
She is a lunatic.
But I love Veep, but you don't want these people in charge of your country. But then, you know, we've got a bunch of tough bastards in charge of our country.
We do have a bunch of, like, jobs for the boys. Assholes. But do you think they'll let this happen? Do you think the American government, as it stands, will let Donald Trump win?
It's nothing to do with the American government as it stands.
They say that, but surely they can fucking come in and do something.
Well, no, he's got to win the Republican primary to become the presidential nominee for the Republicans.
But then what happens if he wins that? He becomes president.
I
know he's got to win the race first, because that's where Hillary kind of fell short.
Well, Hillary is the Democratic nominee, or one of the nominees.
Is she running?
As far as I know, yes. As far as I know. But then, you know, the Republicans have their nominee as well, so then they both go at it. You know, like I think it's just a two-party system, whereas ours is like a three-party system.
Do they not have more?
Do they not have like all their independent, like
the ones that are never going to win?
Standing at the back, I fucked it up. Fuck,
making up the numbers.
Standing at the back, dressed stupidly and looking stupid party. Yes.
Like the Conservatives over here.
That was Blackadder, by the way. Ken,
what happens if Trump wins his primary thing and Hillary wins her primary thing? Who do the Americans want between them two?
It's two different parties.
Yeah, but
so Trump wins his and Hillary wins hers, then they both go head to head.
Aye, and who do the Americans want?
I don't know.
Oh, them two. Is that like?
Well, you'd hope they would want Hillary.
I love Hillary. Like I'm big on Hillary.
You would hope that the Americans wouldn't vote in Donald Trump.
From everything I'm seeing, I think they might. Could you imagine that though?
I did kind of like his response to if any of our American listeners don't know, they had there's been a petition signed by like 500,000 people in the UK to ban Donald Trump from entering the UK if he becomes president.
Oh yeah.
So they debated this. I'm not quite sure what the result of the debate was, whether they agreed with it or didn't,
well,
or
I think
what.
They shit themselves, didn't they?
But Donald Trump owns a large sort of section of land in Scotland where he's built big golf course and all that kind of thing. And so he kind of said, "Well, if you ban me from the UK, motherfuckers, I'll like sell off my golf land cheap and all that kind of thing." Which I kind of had to say, "Well, good on you."
Exactly.
Just don't build the wall.
That's exactly what I thought.
Because
I thought, well done, you.
I wouldn't go that far.
Look, if you've got a whole country of people saying, we don't want you here because you said you don't want the immigrants. You know, if you've got those of people saying that, why would you plough your money into that country?
I did sign the petition, if truth be told.
Oh, my God. This is why people like you annoy me, right? Just let the man say what he has to say. He's not going to win. He's not going to be the president.
That's the thing, though. He can say what he wants to say.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. If he wants to say what he wants to say about, you know, immigrants and Muslims and stuff, well, you know, it's apparently a free society, freer for some people than other people, but it works both ways. So if he wants to say that, then fucking 500,000 people can say, no, fuck you, we don't want you to say that, we're having our fucking say.
But what's it got to do with us? What's it actually got to do with us? He's saying that he doesn't want them coming onto his shores. He's not talking about Britain. He's not talking about the UK. He's talking about America. So why are we saying you can't come to the UK because you won't let immigrants into America, or you don't want them coming
because
to America?
we're
how dare we? How dare we?
We dare.
How
sir,
dare we?
We dare.
Nah, it's
because we're saying, you know what? Fuck you. We don't want you coming into our country if you're going to be spreading fucking hate and bile like that. Fuck you. So what's next on the list?
I don't mind them coming.
Well, you're wrong. An asshole.
I think that might be it.
Who said we won the war?
History of bad ideas again. Right. Snake Oil got a little bee in the bonnet about the conversations we were having because I said something about it would be an honour or something like that, and Snake Oil pulled me up on my bad grammar on Twitter.
Excellent.
Grammar Nazis, just like yourself. And then he said something about this is why we won the war, And I was like, did you really win the war, though? Did you...
Which war? Which war?
Fuck knows. You know I don't care about history.
I assume he means the Revolutionary War.
It's all bollocks.
And it was a moral victory for us anyway.
So History of Bad Ideas says, who's going to win the Rumble this week? We are going to deal with that in a minute. Yep.
Well, let's... Will we go into that then?
We'll go into that. We'll go into that in a minute. I think that's pretty much it. Brigger got told to go back to Canada, and then they said America. And then, yep, that's pretty much it.
And stuff like that.
So we got a little bit of feedback there. People, I wanted to keep that in because obviously I knew we were going to go on a political tangent there, and it's not something I like to do.
We don't do that very often, to be fair.
But I did send Brigger a message yesterday for their listeners' feedback. And I really want to talk about this because, as you know, I'm a huge fan of the Oscars.
Oh, yes, I did see that. I did.
Yes.
I think I chimed in, didn't I?
You did chime in a little bit. And I know how you feel about the Oscars. It's outdated. It's an old boys club.
It's an old boys club, yeah.
But I just want to say to all the people out there who do listen to this podcast and chime in, like from my personal perspective, the Oscars is not racist. I mean, this is pure bullshit, and it's getting completely blown out of proportion. Spike Lee can get up on his high horse as much as he wants. He wasn't going to be nominated for Best Director or anything like that because the only movie he made this year was Chirac, which is like a semi sort of documentary drama based in Chicago.
I have never heard of it.
And it's crap.
Right, okay.
Spike Lee...
It sounds crap, to be fair.
It is pretty crap.
Yep.
Spike Lee himself, he is a fantastic director. He's made great movies, you know, things like The 25th Hour, Do the Right Thing, Set It Off and all that. He can make great movies. The Inside Man was a great movie. Chirac is not a great movie, and you are not going to get nominated for that.
Was that Jodie Foster and Denzel?
The bank one.
Aye, I like that. Yeah, sure.
And then the other person that comes out and chimes in, you know, shock horror, no surprise, it's Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah, I read that before.
because Will didn't get nominated for Concussion. Have you seen Concussion?
No.
Again, it's not a very good movie. It's quite well made, but it's not a very good movie. I just don't get why it's a big thing, because supposedly it's a whitewash, they're calling it. They're saying Oscars so white. Why is this a big thing? They nominate the movies that are made best that year, the actors who played the best roles. It has got nothing to do with race. It's to do with the role you played and how you played it. That's what the Oscars is about.
Yeah. For once, I'm actually going to agree with you.
Well, thank you.
Don't pass out on your meds now. I am actually agreeing with you. You're not imagining it.
No.
No, I actually do agree with you. I don't think that they've, you know, the whitewash, as they're calling it, has anything to do with the Academy being racist. I think that it's to do with the Academy being out of touch and not giving Oscars to the movies that people are watching, giving Oscars to the movies that are all, you know, sort of more artsy-fartsy.
If it's arty, if it's a biopic, if it's a true event, it's going to get nominated.
So, you know, I think I've said it before several times now, the Oscars or the Academy is outdated, and it needs an overhaul. It needs to bring itself up to date. It needs to involve the movies that people are actually going to see. People aren't tuning into the Oscars anymore. I don't think it means as much as it used to because of that very reason. And you said to me on Twitter last night, you'll never ever see a Marvel movie nominated for an Oscar. Why? Why not? Why can't you have a movie like wait a minute. Why can't you have a movie like The Winter Soldier nominated for an Oscar?
I agree. I do agree. Movies like The Winter Soldier.
Movies like The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
Why?
God, yes.
Why was that movie not nominated for a Best Picture?
It should have been. It all comes down to. I completely agree. Yes.
It's fucking snobbery. It's a bunch of good old boys. It's snobbery. That's what it is.
I do agree that it's out of touch. I do agree with that. But the thing for me, like, I know what you're saying, people aren't watching the Oscars anymore, because people aren't. I mean, a couple of years ago, they brought on Ellen DeGeneres to try and bring in the youngsters, and look at the fucking shit show that was. And then, like, a year later, they bring on Seth MacFarlane, who isn't funny.
Although
he didn't bring in anyone.
To be fair, the song was quite good.
Oh, come on. Those two Oscar ceremonies with the likes of Seth MacFarlane hosting and Ellen, they were the worst fucking things you've ever seen.
They were, but that's the thing. It's not like back in, like sort of 10 years ago where you had Billy Crystal being funny and stuff. Although I have to admit that during the song that Seth MacFarlane sang at the beginning of it, and he said, we haven't seen Jennifer Lawrence's boobs at all, and then it cut to Jennifer Lawrence going, yes! That was fucking funny. Anyway, so I agree with you. Yeah,
people aren't watching. People are not watching the Oscars anymore. It's getting proven year in, year out. It's out of touch. It's out of date. But for me, the Oscars is tradition. Like, I love watching the Oscars because I love movies. I'm passionate about the movies I watch. I love everything about the movies I love. And the Oscars is it's all about tradition. It's steeped in tradition. That's what the Oscars is.
There's nothing wrong with tradition. I mean, we're British. British is all about tradition.
But the thing is, if they then say, right, we're overhauling, we're going to get the younger people in, and we get Ellen DeGeneres taking fucking selfies and fucking ordering pizzas and just being an all-round prick on normality, on like, but come on, no. If that's what the Oscars is going to become, or Seth MacFarlane making a twat out of himself, singing very unfunny songs because he wrote them all himself because he's a dick.
It's funny.
If that's what we get, I don't want it.
Don't worry about the hosts. Don't worry about the hosts. My sort of issue with the Oscars is nothing to do with the hosts.
I know what you're saying.
My issue with the Oscars is the movies that they're nominating for the best picture and for best director and all that kind of thing. Why was Christopher Nolan not nominated for best director for The Dark Knight?
Unbelievable.
Why were the Russo brothers even not nominated for best director for The Winter Soldier?
I don't get that one.
It's a movie that was critically acclaimed and it got fuck all.
It's because I think it's
snobbery.
It's snobbery. It is snobbery because they kind of look at it and they go, "Don't worry, the MTV Awards will sort that out. They'll give them the awards."
I give them a People's Choice Awards, but I couldn't possibly. They're American, not English, but
the Americans speak like good old English voice. Oh no, we couldn't possibly give that award. I know what you're saying.
That's what it is to me. It's nothing to do with being racist.
See, that's
in my opinion. It's nothing to do with being racist. It's about being snobs towards movies that people are actually watching. Say The Force Awakens, for example. I know it's been nominated for best visual effects and all that kind of thing.
But they're just awards that they give so that
it's a tech awards. Like.
Don't get me wrong. There's nothing. I'm not taking anything away from a tech award because the people that win those awards, they're the ones that have worked the hardest on these films.
I'm just saying it would be nice to be nominated for a tech award every now and then.
Well, yeah,
floppies.
But because we didn't get nominated,
no, didn't even get nominated.
We have.
Although you know what actually kind of pissed me off a little bit was I think was it Dev got nominated for. Was it Angriest Podcaster or something like that?
Oh, that was on the Tech Awards, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was. That upset me.
They'd done it on the night before, but they didn't
you know that. Ironically, I was listening to the podcast and they said that Dev was nominated for Angriest Podcaster, something along those lines.
Yeah.
And I went about kicking a bunch of kittens and stuff. So
I like to think that you would at least be in that ballot.
It would be nice to be nominated.
Yeah.
So. Snobbery, hobby, snobbery.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Are they good old boys?
They must be good old boys.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I mean, it's not a big thing, but there's this huge thing going on Twitter, and they're basically saying it's a whitewash.
But you know what?
Bollocks.
On bollocks, I agree with you.
Bollocks.
Complete bollocks. And on that sort of vein, there was a thing on the WWE a few weeks ago or last week, something like that, where Chris Jericho has kind of returned again.
Oh yeah.
If you want the full story behind it, go and listen to Another Damn Wrestling Show. I think it was episode 19 or something like that. But basically, the tag team, the New Day.
Yeah.
It's three of them: Kofi Kingston, Big E, and
the other one.
What the fuck's his name?
The other one. Bygones.
They were in the ring. Chris Jericho made his return again for the Royal Rumble, and they were having a bit of back and forward comedy moment.
Yeah, I can imagine that being
in the ring. It was funny, and then Jericho made a comment about them being at the back of the bus, which apparently is a wrestling term, right? But some uppity fucks got upset. Can you guess where I'm going here?
Yeah,
where these people went?
I can see where you're going.
Because it's 3 black guys in the New Day.
Oh, come on, man.
So these uppity fucks decided that Chris Jericho was being racist, and it was a reference to fucking Rosa Parks.
That's insane. That is insane.
Is bullshit. That is such bullshit.
Oh, man.
So, yes, that's the exact same vein as the Oscars in my head. That's such crap.
There were a lot of damn fine movies this year that didn't get nominated, I have to say. But, you can't throw movies in those categories just to satisfy everyone.
Well, that's the thing. You can't put every movie that's been made in 2015 into the categories. The Best Picture category, for example, into the Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Director.
You flip that the other way, right? And the Oscars comes out next year, and because of all the heat they've taken this year, you have the Best Director category, which tends to be 6 directors, right? 5 of them are black, right? All Mexican or whatever, but 5 of them are, and there's 1 white guy in there. Do you think me and you, or however many other white people are going to take to Twitter and go, ooh, no, are we fuck? Are we fuck?
No, because, there would be hell on if we did
because then we get called racist, don't we?
Exactly,
Aye.
right.
Oh, fuck me. Let's just move on.
So have you got any more?
No, we had no more.
bits?
We got more off Big Dev over on the Facebook because he just can't help himself with the Suicide Squad shit. You know what, Dev? You're wrong on Suicide Squad, and yeah, I'm not saying anything else about that.
Crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join Weeby Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to Weeby Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at WeebyGeeks.net. Weeby Geeks, your voice for the Geek Revolution. Want to know more?
Hey, are you a jock that likes comics?
Are you a nerd that likes comics?
Do you feel left out sometimes?
Well, then we've got the show for you.
I'm Imran.
And I'm Anthony.
He's the jock.
And he's the nerd.
And we host the Jock and Nerd podcast at jockandnerd.com. If you're looking for fun, entertaining, laugh-out-loud geek chat over all the latest Marvel, DC shows and news, visit jockandnerd.com.
Full spoiler podcast, lots of swearing.
You're such a jock.
You're such a nerd.
Oh, come on.
Shut up, nerd.
Okay.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
that was the last bit of feedback that we had from. Was it Jason?
Yeah.
Was
Jason asked us who is going to win the Royal Rumble. You're going to have to take the lead on this.
Let's have a look at the card first of all on this coming Sunday on the WWE Network. You're
Sunday?
welcome. So we've
what was that?
You're welcome to WWE.
All right.
Just in case Vince McMahon wants to sponsor us or something.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I know, right?
Is Vince sponsoring us?
Could happen now because we've said you're welcome.
Excellent.
You've got to be polite. So you other than obviously the Royal Rumble event,
you normally
So other than the Royal Rumble event, you've got Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Championship.
I'm Dean Ambrose.
So that's a last man standing match. So I can't wait for that.
I'm Dean Ambrose. Is that going to be one of those last man standings where it lasts the whole night?
No,
or does that have to be?
You're thinking of Iron
Man.
Man.
Iron Man from America.
Iron Man from America.
Tourists. So you've got the Did you see that guy? Did you see that thing that Shah posted?
What?
Shah from BHP.
Yeah.
He posted on Facebook earlier. It was I'm assuming it was a school in Scotland. This kid, I'm assuming he was up in a Scottish school, and his house must have got raided or something. I didn't read the article, but it looked like his house got raided or something like that, because he was writing a piece for his class, and he wrote terraced house, like he lived in a terraced house, but he spelled it wrong, so his house got raided because it said terrorist house.
Shit.
I didn't read the whole thing, but I was sitting there having a little chuckle to myself. So the first matchup of the night is the WWE Intercontinental Championship, last man standing.
Yeah,
match.
so last man standing is you're got to make your opponent stay down for a 10 count.
Yeah.
I think didn't we have a match like that on
me. Did you humped me about 9-0 or something, didn't you?
That's an Iron Man.
That's an Iron Man.
Aye. Last man standing is you've got to make your opponent bust on the ground for a count of 10.
All right, yeah.
Yep. So it lasts as long as it lasts.
Right.
I want Kevin Owens to win. I like Dean Ambrose,
Really?
but I like Kevin Owens even more.
I'm all
Kevin
Ambrose.
Owens is awesome.
I'm Ambrose all the way.
Well, you're wrong.
So I don't watch. I don't watch it kind of through the weeks. I sort of just catch up on the pay-per-views because you kind of get the story anyway.
Yeah.
So what's been going on with Ambrose and Owens?
They've just been fighting like bastards.
Just been fighting?
Yeah.
Cool.
But I want Owens to win. I love Owens.
I saw the thing when he had the popcorn and the juice. That was pretty
cool.
badass.
Yeah, I think I showed you that, didn't
Ambrose
I?
is he's the bomb.
He just kind of came out all casual, like, just because you are basically Dean Ambrose. That's
yeah, you do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
I love Dean Ambrose.
Because I could actually see you doing that to me. Just, when I win the Oscars thing, I can just see you coming down the street. And
do you think that's what we need to do? Like, make a little recording in the cave and put it up on YouTube of me just throwing popcorn in your face?
Then I'd just do an RKO on you.
Because we need to do promo spots for this. We need to hype it up.
Like Grado.
Aye. Oh, I'll do a Grado. I'll do a Grado YouTube thing. I'll even put the accent on.
You can, to be fair, you can actually do a better Ouija accent than I can. So after that, I want Kevin Owens to win that, and you're wrong.
Should we maybe have done the title for this? Should we maybe have done the title for this, seeing as it is on Sunday?
No, the Oscars.
No, it'll be fine.
We're a movie podcast.
We're a movie podcast.
WWE United States Championship, Del versus Kalisto. I couldn't.
Is that like the Who Gives a Shit award?
I really, really couldn't give two shiny shites about that.
It seemed like they were kind of hyping it up by giving it to John Cena for ages, and I was like, look, the United States is like it's all good in that, and then now they've just like Alberto Del Rio and Kalisto.
John Cena took like 3 months off to do his TV show, then he came back. And then he got injured for 6 months. Fucked his shoulder. So, but Del Rio bores the fuck out of me, and Kalisto is a little midget. So I really, not literally, I couldn't be less interested in that one. Tag teams.
So we'll just call that a draw.
It's just like whatever. I'll probably go and have a piss during that match.
Aye, most likely.
A big piss. So we've got the Tag Team Championship, New Day versus the Usos. Fuck the Usos, New Day has to win it.
It's got to be New Day. It's all.
I love New Day.
I think New Day have to be the Tag Team Champions for like forever.
Forever, yeah. Unless DX comes back.
Unless DX comes back. They are cool. I love them.
Yeah. So the Divas Championship, Charlotte with Ric Flair versus Becky Lynch.
This is probably when I'll go for a piss. This will be my second piss.
No, you know what? You're wrong. I kind of wanted Paige in there. It should be a triple threat with Paige in it.
Why is Paige not in there?
I don't know.
I thought they were beefing.
I don't know. Her and Charlotte were having a big rivalry, and I thought it was going to come to something, but it kind of just like went. I thought it was going to like run all the way up to WrestleMania and have Paige win it at WrestleMania, but it just kind of went.
I'm not big on Charlotte. She does my nothing.
Yeah.
She's like the WWE.
She's there because she's Ric Flair's daughter, basically.
She's the WWE version of Ronda Rousey. She's just getting annoying and fucking arrogant.
Did you see the video on the Facebooks of Ronda Rousey training in a WWE ring?
Are they trying to humanise her now? Are they trying to make her all likeable again?
No, training in a WWE ring.
A WWE ring?
As in she's...
With The Rock?
As in she's coming to WWE.
Oh, fuck that shit.
There was rumours of her wrestling Stephanie at WrestleMania.
But to be fair, part of the whole thing about WWE is that you also have to be able to act. She is like a 2x4 when it comes to acting. She has no acting ability whatsoever.
Bless her.
She can kick ass, give her that, but she can't act.
Can she though?
Well, no,
she can, obviously. But...
She took a kick to the chops and that was her.
Yeah. But I did... Who the hell said it? Someone said it. Was that she trains for her opponent.
Right.
So she can't sort of kick ass just willy-nilly. She trains for her opponent. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So then we've got the Royal Rumble event. So this year, are you aware of what's happened on the Royal Rumble event this year?
Nah, I've not seen... I see that there's meant to be... Those are people from another faction, another show?
Rumours of a guy called AJ Styles coming in.
Right.
I'm not familiar with really. I've watched a couple of videos on the YouTubes of him fighting and stuff. He seems all right.
Aye.
I wasn't really familiar.
Is he gonna
Joe
come
from
in-
Another Damn Wrestling Show got really, really, really excited about him coming in, so I'm
Aye.
guessing he's quite good.
All right.
I kind of want to see some NXT guys come up and go into it. But basically, this year's Royal Rumble is for the title.
Oh, really?
Normally, it's for the number one contendership for
Wow.
the main event at WrestleMania.
So is that why Reigns is involved?
So Reigns is the champion, and he's coming in at number one.
He's coming in first.
He's coming in first.
Okay.
So
You've got a lot of big names coming in at the start.
you have.
You've got Reigns at 1, Lesnar at 2, Jericho 3, Sheamus 4. Fuck me. Bray Wyatt.
No.
Well, you know those two are staying in for a long time. Because Strowman is basically going to protect Wyatt.
Yeah.
All the way.
I want Bray Wyatt to win it.
Right. But he never wins
But
pay-per-views.
Well, no, wait a minute. He's won a couple of pay-per-views now.
Is he?
Yeah.
I know he won the last one, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the Dudleys?
Yeah, he won that
They
one.
won that one. I want Bray Wyatt win it.
I would love to see Bray Wyatt win it. I would absolutely
But
love
it'll
that.
not be him. There's a thing where like they're maybe setting up Roman Reigns versus Triple H at WrestleMania.
So he doesn't need the title.
So he doesn't need the title.
But why are they setting that up? What's that all about?
Because Roman Reigns beat the fuck out of Triple H.
That was pretty damn awesome.
That was quite good.
That was pretty awesome.
Good.
I like when
Yeah.
he was like halfway back up the ramp and
He
then
ran back down.
oh, that
Yeah.
was fucking
That
immense.
was good. That was good.
That was immense. Yeah, that's a lot of big names to be starting though.
Now, what kind of pricked my ears up was I read a thing on the Facebooks the other day that Vince must be trying to get Shawn Michaels back for the Royal Rumble. I think that's bullshit. I am going to call bullshit on it, but
So is there only going to be 19 people in the Rumble?
no, this.
Because we've only got a list of 19 there.
Oh.
So there could be a surprise.
But then you see, you've not like they're. It's basically like guaranteed that AJ Styles is going to be in it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some NXT guys come up and be in it.
Looking at that list there, I would say...
I don't think that's a complete list.
I would say number 7 onwards, none of them have a hope in hell. I'm like you. I'd love to see Bray win it, and the fact that you've got Braun Strowman in there, he's just going to help him out. He's just going to be there all the way.
Well, you've got Bray Wyatt number 5, Strowman versus number 6, Harper number 7, Eric Rowan number 8. So that's all of the Wyatt family come out.
Yeah, I'll go Bray because it's about time. He deserves it.
I want Bray to win it.
Did I show you the video on YouTube, or had you seen it when he done an interview with like some radio show guy, and he was basically talking about the character he used to play versus the character he plays now?
I didn't watch it. I kind of...
It was quite good,
Yeah.
like, because he was just basically saying that when he used to play this other guy, I don't know who it was, he's kind of like, it wasn't him, it didn't feel right, and he hated it, and he's like, but now he gets to be him.
Yeah.
And the guy was saying, so...
Which is a bit of a worry, really.
He's saying now when you do the promos and the videos, he says you come out with some, like, amazing stuff, some really kind of deep sort of, some just amazing things. He's like, where do you come up with that? And he's like, it just pretty much comes out on the spot.
29. No, it's 30 people. It's 30 people goes into to Royal Rumble.
Oh well, you're missing quite a few.
Because they always say I've got to go through 29 other. I've got to go through 29 guys. So there's 10 people off that list that's needs to come in.
We'll call it now. Reigns isn't going to walk out champion.
I hope not.
Nah.
I really hope not. I would quite like to see him versus Triple H at WrestleMania. The obvious one would be Brock Lesnar.
No, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. But then again, Lesnar only comes out of hiding when it's time to win.
Yeah. Yeah. I would lose my shit if Shawn Michaels came back. It's not going to happen, though. I'd like to see, you've got some guys in it from NXT like Finn Balor,
the
Irish fella.
Kicking about in there.
Yeah, he's cool. I like him. He's good. Samoa Joe is good.
No sign of Grado yet.
No sign of Grado. Get fucking Grado in there.
He could be a good WWE champion.
But then you'd have stadiums of 100,000 people, and he goes up and goes, "It's your cell," and you got 100,000 people going, "Huh?"
Coming out to a bit of Madonna.
Jeez. Jesus. Would you get away with that?
I love it.
But he was in TNA, wasn't he? He was in TNA for a while.
He was in TNA for a bit, aye.
So he must have... Did he have the Madonna music in TNA?
I'm assuming so. We'll ask Kev. Kev's our kind of go-to wrestling guy. We'll ask him. So yeah, I think we're both just going to say
both saying Bray Wyatt.
We'll say Bray on that
right.
one.
Okay, there you go, Jason. Bray Wyatt.
It would be nice to see him come out with it, definitely. And like I say, Braun Strowman's just going to help him out all the way. The rest of them, Sheamus, they gave it to him and they took it off him.
He's fucking boring.
It's not going to happen. Jericho, he's too old.
Not going to happen.
Lesnar, probably. It's a good chance.
I think either with Lesnar, they'll either sort of eliminate him right away, and then the person that eliminates him will be his opponent at WrestleMania.
Aye.
Kind of want to see that happen with Kevin Owens. I'd like to see Owens versus Brock Lesnar.
That'd be a good little fight. That'd be a good fight. Definitely.
So that's Royal Rumble.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum!
Astro Radio Z is a horror, cult, exploitation film podcast hosted by me, Derek Carey. I was one of those monster kids growing up. The one that used to sit in the back end of that video store and scour over every single last film cover you saw back there, from the slashers to the monsters to the sleazy stuff. Yeah, I was freaking obsessed. And I still am. So much so I became a filmmaker myself. Now I bring on all my filmmaker friends, critics, musicians, and any other fans of the dark arts, which are horror, exploitation, and cult film. Are you one of these people? Then tune in and listen to my show, Astro Radio Z.
Now, the shows are back. The Arrow, the Flash came back last night in America. The Arrow comes back tonight. And Legends tomorrow starts the night after. So that's awesome. But we wanted to take a little bit of time to talk about another show that's coming back in February. Because we kind of had a bit of beef with part one of this series. And yeah, I think we're a bit pissed off. And we need to get this off our chest before it starts.
Yeah.
How do you feel about The Walking Dead coming back?
Well, I felt really let down.
Yeah.
When I watched I think it was episode 2.
Yeah.
Or episode 3, maybe. The episode where the wolves go into the town.
When you get Rambo Carol.
Yes, Rambo Carol. That was probably one of the best hours of TV I've ever watched.
It was phenomenal.
It was fucking amazing. And then it just kind of went downhill from there.
It did. It really did.
For me, yeah.
It kind of did an On the Road to Terminus. You know, when you had that whole half a series where they were on the road to Terminus, and it was just like, oh, come on, just get there already. This is like really, really.
But like, the whole series. I mean, it must have taken place over like 12 hours. The whole series.
It was like a day. I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that it was a day.
Because in the last episode of not the whole series, obviously, but in the last episode before the mid-season break, didn't they just get the walkers to the wherever the fuck they were leading them to?
Yeah. No, the mid-season break was when the walkers came in, when they came into the compound.
They came into the compound, but the one where the fucking the ginger one with the handlebar mustache.
Yeah.
And what's her name?
Sasha.
Yeah, that was it. They were in the car for the whole series.
Yeah, they were in the car the whole series.
So they, even when the walkers were breaking into the town, they were still leading half of the herd away.
Yeah, it's sort of in conjunction, sort of.
So this was all happening at once, which is fine. Walking Dead is quite good at that, to be fair.
Yeah.
You know, you have this shit happening, and then it kind of rewinds, and it has this shit happening, and then it all comes together. I've got nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But they were in the car pretty much the whole series.
Pretty much, yeah. Until they got ambushed in that tiny little shit.
That's right. That's how it ended with Negan's guys, wasn't it?
And then Daryl went missing, and oh man, we'll get to the Negan bit in a minute. But I mean, the whole thing for me is like, how many times are they going to dangle Glenn in front of us? Like, how many times are they going to do this?
Yeah, I know. To be honest, that was the perfect way to kill Glenn.
It was a phenomenal way.
But then for me, in the series before, the episode where Daryl got trapped in the car.
Yeah, you could have.
That was
been
the perfect way to kill Daryl.
Yeah, you'd have been okay with that. Overdone.
Yeah.
No, like
it would have been fine.
The only way Daryl dies for me is a completely unwinnable situation. Like there is no way out of this, and that's how Daryl dies.
Yeah.
And like you say, when he was in that car, it was pretty. It was grim, until like Morgan 1 Obi came in and took everyone out.
Let's talk about Morgan.
Yeah, the Morgan episode, go to hell with that. Didn't need it. I needed a Morgan episode. I didn't need that Morgan episode. That was like, what the hell were they doing? We're gonna show you why Morgan is so existential and why he doesn't want to kill people, but he's perfectly okay killing people. You know, it was just so. It was a well-written episode. It was quite a well-made episode. It wasn't the Morgan episode for me.
After the final episode, or the second last episode, or whatever it was, Morgan knocked out Carol, so he's dead to me.
Yeah, he did knock out Carol.
Yep. So
and then he got pretty much...
Fuck him.
He knocked out Carol and has put the whole group in jeopardy.
Yep. So...
Like, what are they doing?
You know what? I quite like the idea... They kind of built him up to be a sort of badass with his staff. He's he's fucking Robin Hood Orange's staff and all that kind of thing. That's Little John, not Friar Tuck. Yeah. Bygones, whatever. And then they just turned him into a fucking pussy. How? Why are you doing that? I mean, they built him up and built him up and built him up, so he'd be this kick-ass character, and then they turn him into a character he's never going to take a life.
Well, they kept showing, like, in the last series, the second half of the last series, you got a glimpse of him at the end of an episode, and then you got another glimpse of him, and then you got another, and then you got him, like, two wolves kind of coming in, and they're like, we're going to take your shit, and he totally just ninja-fies the two of them and knocks them out, and you're thinking, oh my god, I can't wait till Morgan gets there. Morgan's going to be so damn cool alongside Rick. He's going to balance him out, and it's like, no, he's just the fucking polar opposite of Rick.
But they kind of built it up where he was going to be the polar opposite of Rick, where they were going to come to, sort of blows and stuff.
Aye.
Where Rick was wanting to sort of live in the real world, and he was going to say, oh no, you can't take a life, you can't kill him, and
can you
stuff. But one of the best bits of that episode was he was like sort of trying to calm the fucking wolf down.
Yeah.
The wolf fell down, and Carol just comes up and shoots the guy in the head.
Because it's Carol?
It was the Walking Dead's Red Wedding.
It was that episode that just, you'll never forget.
Yeah.
It was.
It
tapers off from there because literally the episode after that is the Glenn bait and switch. And, I still hold a lot of animosity towards Gimple for that. Because if you're going to kill him, if you're going to kill him and you're going to pretend that you've killed him, but you're going to bring him back later, you don't then send emails to Chris Hardwick of The Talking Dead and be all like, oh, we might see Glenn again, maybe a flashback, because Chris Hardwick is just a big prick anyway. I mean, I don't like watching The Talking Dead.
I've heard a lot of people say that. I've never watched The Talking Dead.
You know what it is? He's claiming to be us. Like, he's claiming to be a nerd.
But if he was us, he would have said, I'm not reading that.
Exactly. He's claiming to be a fanboy. He's claiming to be a fan of the material. And then he gets the stars on the show and blows smoke up their ass. Now, if Chris Hardwick was you or me or any other fan out there, and I don't give a shit what people say, it's got everyone talking bollocks. It had everyone talking for the wrong reason. But if you've got Gimple coming on your show, or if you've got, like, just watched that episode, you're not going to be all like, is he dead? Is he alive? Oh my god. You're going to be, what the fuck just happened there?
Yeah.
That was amazing.
But that's the thing with Game of Thrones as well, is the whole Jon Snow thing with Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's
just
ridiculous.
To go on a little bit of a cheeky tangent. I know we've said it before. You're better than this, HBO.
Yeah.
I mean, there must be some kind of strategy behind this, but I can't see it.
I don't get it.
I can't see
really
it. You killed them off. We've got to wait a year and a bit because you're a little bit delayed this year. It's normally started by... No, not by now, but it's normally started...
It's like March, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's April this year. Presumably, there is some kind of strategy behind this, but I don't fucking see it. You've killed the character off as your cliffhanger. fine. It was a good cliffhanger. It was a good scene. It was quite a good death, to be honest.
It was.
For the watch.
To be killed by your mates.
Yeah.
Aye.
It was a good death.
It was.
And, 2 days later?
Yep.
There was fucking photos of him on set and all that kind of thing.
There's photos.
I mean, we at Newcastle Comic Con, we heard Kate Dickie sort of say, like, the contracts on Game of Thrones were so strong and so fucking strict that if you broke these contracts, if you let your contract out of your site, or your script even out of your site, and it got out there, it got out to the press or whatever, and it got leaked, then you'd basically never work again.
Yeah, you're done. You're not on that show anymore.
So from that we've heard her say that, to then have HBO or leaks on set, or leaks in inverted commas on set.
You're always going to get them, but they weren't exactly hiding them.
But we've never had that before.
No,
We've never had that before. We didn't have.
It's never been as crazy as this.
Like leaks of Joffrey.
No,
saying, it's my last day on set on the Twitters or the Facebooks. It's my last day on set. Well, why? Why is it last day on set?
What's going on? What's going on?
What? We've never had that before.
No.
So, fuck knows. But yeah, back to Walking Dead. So Glenn. Yeah, I know it annoys you.
It was just the whole thing that if you are a showrunner of a show, like you're saying, with Game of Thrones, Weiss and Benioff, or Benisoff, or however you say it, they should be behind that shit. They should be so on point that if they've killed their character in a cliffhanger, nobody should be finding out if he's coming back. Nobody should be, if that's your plan. To tell everyone straight away.
Yeah.
And Gimple was exactly the same. He shit his pants because he just realised they were going to catch so much flack. That's why you're doing it, though.
Well,
the reason
because you're going to get all the people that are pissed off.
Yes.
Because we both said there's no way he's dead.
No, nah.
But we were still going to keep on watching to find out.
We know enough of the comic books to know exactly how Glenn is going to die. But they put it in such a position that if he did, it was fine. Mm-hmm. It was perfect.
I was fine with it.
It was the way he came into the show. He was sort of the little sneaky one that nobody really knew where he was. If he dies in a way that nobody really knows, I'm comfortable. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Gimple just shit his pants. I think maybe it's time they moved him on and they bring someone else in.
Do you think Walking Dead needs to start taking a leaf out of Game of Thrones book?
Oh, we've said that for a long time.
We have said that for a long
Definitely.
time. I think we said that this time last year when it was about to start.
Probably.
Where they're kind of scared to kill off their main characters, and somewhere George R.R. Martin is going, "Oh, bless you."
Definitely. So it's coming back.
So that's Glenn anyway.
Yeah.
So what are we expecting from season 6? Is it
Part 2?
Part 2, yeah.
I think we're going to get a perfect Negan.
Yeah.
We've got Jeffrey Dean Morgan coming in as Negan. He's good. I mean, I'm sure I said months and months and months ago, like when they do cast Negan, because everybody was screaming for him. I still don't necessarily think we need him yet, but if that's what they want to do, that's fine. Personally, I think they've been told they're on borrowed time after this last half of the series. I think they've been told they've got a couple more series and that's it. So it's time to get Negan in there because that's what's going to bring the ratings back. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's going to fucking nail that. He's going to...
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I don't know how they're going to get around it because Negan is very much every second word is the fuck bomb. Like, there's a lot of fucking coming out of Negan's mouth.
Right.
So I don't know how AMC's going to get around that.
They're not going to do that. No way in hell are they going to do that.
And I certainly don't want to see him walking around going fudge this and fudge that because that's just going to do my nothing.
No, surely not.
No, not.
Maybe they'll just use the bleep machine.
I really hope Sam and his mum get fucking devoured in the first 2 seconds. You know, the little kid that's like, Mom.
Oh, is that the one who refused to come downstairs?
Mom. He's got to die straight off the bat.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Which, from what I know, unless they go off book, which they kind of doing a little bit now, that's what's coming. So hopefully they just get eaten to fuck. I'm hoping. Even the other kid as well. Yeah, I want him to get eaten.
The one who was going to shoot Carl?
Aye. Because they totally shit the bed on that as well, because part of that storyline is that Carl does get shot and he loses an eye.
Yeah, you told me about that before. I'm happy with that.
That should have happened.
That's
They should.
I mean, they did fuck all with Carol on that series anyway.
Exactly.
In that first part of the season.
What they could do is that part of this whole invasion with all the horde around them, it might happen there. He might pull the gun out and try and take out a few zombies. And then get taken his eye out. I don't know what they're gonna do there. They shit the bed on that one again. Chandler Riggs is well up for that. He'll play it even amazinger with like one eye.
Even amazinger. That's some good grammar there, Kev.
Yeah. I kind of want to see Daryl just tell Negan's boys to fuck off at the start, and it's not going to happen. They're going to get taken in.
But you know, as we were saying a few minutes ago, they're kind of, it seems like they're scared to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, they can't touch Rick. They can't touch Daryl.
Yep.
They better not fucking touch Carol. So, like, you know, do something with, like, kill Rick, kill Daryl. Don't fucking touch Carol.
You know what, though? I think a death for Daryl, a death for Rick, the show can carry on anyway. The show carries on without them. A death for Rick, I think, would just absolutely revitalise the show. I love Andrew Lincoln. I think he plays Rick fantastically. It's not going to happen because in the comics, he's fucking Rick.
Yeah.
But if they really want to wow us and they really want to get everyone back on board, I personally believe that Rick has to die.
Like, they need to, in my head, they need to sort of, like, do something huge when it comes back.
Yeah.
Not just a side character.
No,
even if it's a massive death, like, you know, sort of Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
I mean, that was pretty brutal, but...
And again, that was a death that didn't necessarily have to happen.
But, you know, that affected me. I quite liked him. That affected me more than Look at the Flowers.
Oh, no, that killed me.
Well,
that destroyed me. But then again, as we have already established, I cried at Hey Arnold, so...
Yeah, you're a massive pussy. But they need to not be afraid to shake up the show and, you know, just fucking do something. You know, I mean, that, as we said, that episode with Rambo Carol was probably the best episode, not probably about it was the best episode of The Walking Dead that I've seen.
Definitely, I can't think of one that beats it.
And then, you know, they start pissing about with flashbacks to fucking Morgan, and then
I see what they were doing. I know what they were doing, and it was working to a point. But then when you do something like that, you need to consistently do that. But as you say, they then decided to put in a random Morgan episode in the most random places. Glenn had just supposedly died, and then they thought, right, now's the time to go back and see Morgan. No. Fuck that shit. I didn't want... If you want to give me a standalone Morgan episode, give me a big thing, like 3 episodes from the end of the series, the end of that first half. Give me, like... Even the Morgan episode would have been a fantastic opening episode. It would have been a great opening episode. And then you get into the Survivor shit. Because Morgan had just come back at the end of the last series, and he's like, Rick, what you doing? And Rick's just shot that guy, and it's all like, Rick, what the fuck you doing? And then the show comes back, and you get a Morgan opening episode.
But you know what could have worked? Is we're both fans of the Machete Order.
Yep.
In Star Wars.
Yep.
And for anybody who doesn't know, you watch A New Hope and you watch Empire Strikes Back.
Yep.
And just when Darth Vader he's chopped his son's spoilers.
Spoilers. Fuck off. Spoilers for
if
a movie
anybody
from
doesn't know that
98.
spoiler, then fuck off out of it. You've got no business listening to this show.
No.
He's just chopped his son's hand off. It's Darth Vader at his most evil, his most badass. And then you go back in time to find out how Darth Vader turned to the dark side. And then you come back and you watch Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
And then you see all of the threads get tied up. Not in a little bow. We don't like little bows.
No, we don't like bows.
But, you know.
And then you watch Force Awakens.
And then you watch Force Awakens.
Yep.
Yeah. Aye. But, you know, so...
But the big thing about the Machete Order is that we cut out Phantom Menace.
Well, yeah. But
we don't watch
my point was, if you do something where you want to do a flashback to the story of Morgan, have it a cliffhanger involving Morgan.
So have Morgan nearly die or something like that.
Or you know, something involving Morgan.
Yeah.
Something involving Morgan where Morgan's done something or something's happened to Morgan, and then flashback, and then find out why this thing has happened to Morgan or why he's done this thing.
I'm with you. I'm completely with you.
That would have been better than, Glenn's in trouble again.
I don't know, maybe
he's going to die again like fucking Kim Bauer or some shit.
Yeah, he has pretty much been killed like 10 times and not actually killed. I mean, it looks like they're going the right way now. Well, it doesn't look like they're going the right way. I mean, they've cast Negan and they've now cast Gregory as well. Now, Gregory is going to be played by George Mason from 24.
That's right.
Xander Berkeley.
That's right, yeah.
Gregory is like the leader of the Hilltop community. Now, in the comics, there's like... there's different communities dotted around.
They start like a
Alexandria.
trading thing, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. Because obviously, what's her name? Knockoff Janeway, when she was making her little map with her plans, it was like trade and barley equals life and stuff like that, because she was mental. So that's going to come into play. You're going to get the Hilltop community, you're going to get Negan and the Saviors, hopefully you'll get more of the Wolves. And hopefully you'll just get some badass characters coming into it.
We need to see more
I
of
like
the Wolves,
this, though.
definitely.
I like the idea of sort of... They've been out on the road. You had a little taste with Woodbury. Maybe now we're going to start getting a little bit of a civilization, a little bit of a community of different people coming in. And then Negan's just going to be like, you know what, fuck the lot.
Yeah.
Because from what I know, it's like his way or no way.
But then at the end of the series, or at the end of this part of the series, the town was fucked.
The town was pretty fucked, but
they'd kind of all dressed themselves in zombie guts, hadn't they? And they'd.
I'm kind of getting to the point now where it's like, there's really in this zombie apocalypse, there's really nothing to worry about apart from other humans. But you don't have to worry about zombies.
You know, that's the thing. Like, you know, I've thought about this a lot. If this was to happen in Berwick, you just, you know, I live within the walls.
Yeah.
You don't, so you're fucked. I'd let you in, be fine. Get some supplies. And
you'd be fine. You'd be fine.
You know, get a samurai sword. Check.
But
and get some supplies, get a samurai sword, barricade yourself in, and just, you'll be fine.
Yeah. When it comes back, it needs to come back with a bang, and it needs to stay with a bang. I don't mind a show that slows down, but I think we need a solid, good half series.
Yeah.
Because it's not happened for a long time, to be honest, and they keep giving us solid episodes and then slowing down, or giving us a good solid first half and then a flaccid wet cock of a second half. They're better than this. They are way better than this. And you know what? Fear the Walking Dead gets 2 episodes when that comes back. That's all that show's getting for me.
I never saw it.
It's only getting 2. And if it doesn't get me in the first 2, I'm done. Because that was like 6 episodes of fucking nothing.
I'm pretty sure I was ready to be done with The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
this
you
time
were.
Last year, wasn't it?
You had no, it was Flash. You deleted off your planner, wasn't it?
Oh no, that was like in June or something like that. Yeah.
But
I don't know.
It needs to come back. It needs to do something, and I think it might be time to call day on Gimbal. I think it might be time.
Mm.
And if they give any more fucking exclusives to Chris Hardwick, oh man, what a turd he is. I know there's a lot of people out there that like this guy. There's a great deal of people, and don't get me wrong, he's made his name off being a fanboy of things, but my God, when you watch that Talking Dead, you just want to stab him in the face.
I tend not to watch those kind of shows. Even the Throne cast thing.
I think that was the first one I ever watched when the whole Glenn thing happened, and I was like, holy shit. Like, for a second, I thought they might have something on there that would be interesting. And he made me irate.
So instead of making it interesting and, you know, having guests on that made it like, this guy's actually dead now. Huh.
Aye.
They actually said, oh, don't worry about the cliffhanger you've just seen. He's not really dead.
They didn't go down that road. They made out like he was dead. But what normally happens on The Walking Dead, Talking Dead, Walking Dead, if somebody dies, they have a couch with guests, and if somebody dies, that character will be on the couch, and he does an interview, you know. So the episode comes on, and there's no Stephen Yeun. Like, there's no Glenn. So it's like straight away like, oh, hang on, that's a bit weird. And they do this in memoriam section for all the walkers that died in an episode, all the humans that died in an episode. No mention of Glenn. Again, it just came up at the end saying, please don't let it be, please don't let it be. And then he pulls out this fucking gimpy email from Gimple saying, and it was just like, you know what? Piss off. That was it for me. Like, why are you doing this? You've killed your character. Leave him dead. Don't then give me ideas that he might not be dead, because what was going through everybody's head was already, he could probably fit under that dumpster. No fucking way. Why were you even thinking that?
We were texting each other while we were watching that episode, and we both pretty much said, he's not dead.
No, because my thing was that Nicholas was on top of him,
Yeah.
so all the guts going into his face was Nicholas. That was my thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't once want to believe he's crawled under a fucking dumpster. Come on, just kill him.
Just kill him? Yeah,
yeah, just
just
kill him. So when it comes back, literally kill Glenn in the first 2 episodes. Right, just
Glenn's not going anywhere.
Make up for the fucking travesty of the last series. To be honest, kill Maggie. I'd be okay with that.
Maggie's pregnant. You can't kill Maggie.
No, kill Maggie. Just be done with her. Sasha needs to bang Abraham. I'd be happy with that because he's given her the proper like pervy eyes. Like,
yeah, bless him.
Aye. Like, you think he's gonna hit that? He's gonna hit that.
I think so. I think so. Bless him.
You know, have Tara being like a little lesbian with the nurse. I'm okay with that.
Which one's Tara?
Tara's like the...
Tara Reid.
No, not Tara Reid. You only see her on Hobie. But, I mean, just come back with a bang, stay with a bang, and to be perfectly honest, if you just write Morgan out without any explanation, I'd be okay.
Yeah, fuck him. He's knocked out Carol. Bastard.
I was looking so forward to Morgan coming into it.
But, like, the walkers have invaded the town now, and Carol's unconscious.
It's Carol.
Better fucking not. She's
got like a ring.
She's still unconscious, and she'll still be like.
Aye, man. She's got like a ring of Jesus fire around her. She'll be cool. She'll just be like lying there dreaming, and in her dream she'll be talking, and the walkers will be calling. And she'll be like, "Look at the flowers. Look at the flowers." And like the walkers will just
do like a Buffy flip up and stuff.
She'll be fine. She'll be fine.
Yeah.
She'll probably turn into Sarah Michelle Gellar and just kill everyone.
Ooh. You get Sarah Michelle Gellar in there.
No,
she's not up to anything. Get Sarah Michelle Gellar in there.
And also kill the priest.
Yeah, I fucking prick.
I'm done with the priest.
Yeah.
So that's been episode 26. That's pretty much all we wanted to do.
Yes. You've been bearing up quite well.
Yeah, it's. I've been in a fair bit of pain, if I'm honest.
Have you? Oh.
I'm quite good at hiding it though.
Plus, I didn't think you were. I thought you were doing okay.
Plus, the drugs really help. They do really help.
Is it morphine?
No, it's like codeine and
right.
paracetamols and ibuprofens, and you just get a fistful of them and just, eat them.
Nom, nom, nom.
Like Skittles. Getting a bit delirious now. Yeah. So
that's been episode 26.
Episode 26 has been a stormer. We got to get our Walking Dead on. We got to talk wrestling for a change. Some Oscar predictions. We'll see who wins that. I got a feeling I've got this.
And
in
then
the
on
bag.
episode. No, it'll be episode 27, really, because it's not till the end of February.
It'll probably be like episode 50.
So on episode Summon or Nothing,
yeah,
we'll be announcing the new
and
something-ish, 365-ish.
We'll come up with a name.
Something.
We'll try and come up with a name, but if anybody on the Facebooks or the Twitters or the anything want to let us know what we should call it, just shoot us a little line on the Facebook and the Twitter. And would you like to tell the good people how they can find us before we leave?
Oh, they know where they can find us.
Everywhere. Just Google us.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. So that's been episode 26. We are away. We will come back for 27. A good friend of mine, Chris, may be coming on.
Me?
No, not you. That'll be hard. 2 Chris's. I'll have to be like
2 Chris's, 1 cup, or
2 Chris's, 1 cup. Yeah, I have got nothing to say to that. Okay, I'm gonna go because that's put an idea in my head I don't want to think about. Okay, goodbye.
Okay.
You are now leading the world of Musings of a Geek podcast network. Stay geeky, my friends.
I do have one last thing.
Go.
I've been listening to the Bruce Wayne podcast, the Bruce Wayne's World podcast. They done a crossover with Jock and Nerd.
Right.
They're cool.
Huh.
You should have a listen to them.
Okay.
I did send a message to Imran on Twitter saying you may have lost me to the Bruce Wayne's World. And he was all
Have you
like,
defected?
He was all like, he was cool about it though. He was like, oh yeah, that's a shame. However, enjoy. And I thought, hang on, he doesn't want me to listen to them.
Are they going to slug off bloody Force Awakens more, are they?
Probably. That annoyed me.
That annoyed me as well. Okay.
So.
We're whispering now.
Yeah.